Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have
Cassandra playing Miku and Tempest, the Arctic Druid Storm Herald.
Jack.
Genasi.
Damn it.
Scotland. Hi, I'm Jacqueline, and I'm playing Nezra, the Tiefling Paladin.
And I'm Eduardo. I'm playing Jarek, the Human Artificer.
And I'm Eric. I'm playing Rothgar Brittledawn, the Dragonborn Barbarian Gentleman.
All right, guys. Announcements.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have any. Wanted to let you guys know that we are working on setting up a Kickstarter for the beginning of September for our next line of pins and patches and all of those sorts of things. If you've been following any of our social media, checking out our Threadless store, you'll see the new ones that are coming. We're going to round out the classes and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, our play-by-post has started for our patrons. We've got first posts up, and people are starting to adventure, so that is very exciting. If you guys are interested in hanging out with us, playing with the team via play-by-post, we're also going to be getting into some tabletop simulator games, because we also do a bunch of tabletop games around here. If you want to get into any of that with us, then check us out on Patreon. And it's a very good time. We've been reworking it lately. So, and then what have you guys got going on? I know that we've got the podcast episode 3. Hopefully, we'll get up by the end of the week once we get the thing recorded. And what else? Anybody else working on something fun?
My final show weekend is this weekend.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the Full Monty.
Nice.
It's in downtown Orlando at a theater called the Abbey. So if you want to see me be old and sing and dance, come
But most
find
of
me
all, be
there.
old.
Most of all be old.
Yeah,
That's what I'm doing.
That's what
that
I'm
sounds
for.
good. Abbey's a nice venue.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Mhm.
Is it?
Noise.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of the backstage and stuff, but every time I've been there, I've been like, oh, this is a fun. This looks like.
I mean,
a fun
it's
place to
also
do show.
a bar,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
which is real nice for
Yeah.
lots of people.
It's a cool
Yeah.
little venue.
it is.
I like it.
It's perfect for Rocky Horror
Very
Picture
much
Show.
is.
I'm waiting.
Just saying, I'm
I've
waiting.
seen it there.
I will say a very quick, just in case. Gen Con was awesome.
Yeah.
I met a lot of great people and talked to a lot of wonderful people, and people took pictures of the back of my Random Encounter shirt. So if any of you ran into me at Gen Con, thanks for being so nice. And if you're coming over from Gen Con, thank you for actually tuning in and watching. And if any of you saw me at Mystery Anime Theater 3000 and watched me take 8 shots of Fireball, I'm sorry. It was horrible. And that's all. The end
The end.
of me.
Rolling that one to Constitution Saver.
Oh, baby! Yeah.
And Eric, I believe the group that you perform with, they're going to Dragon Con.
Yes,
Yeah.
Geek Capella will be at Dragon Con. So if you're going to Dragon Con, go on over and see Geek Capella. That's Geek Capella with 1 P because we don't need 2 because we're that good.
There you go.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, guys, that's what we've got going on around here. Let's get into some adventures. Let's do some D&D. Our adventure takes place in and around the continent of Rodom, a continent dominated by the Albrechtian Empire. Our heroes are revolutionaries dedicated to seeing the true emperor returned after a cabal of doppelgangers aligned with a celestial body of madness and imbalance known as the lunacy has deposed him, replaced him, impersonate him. They've recently taken a hiatus, a few months of soul searching and of training to get themselves together and are preparing for the next leg of their journey now that they have saved and recollected the older heroes known as House Victors. So, on our last adventure, you guys had done some shopping, you did some catching up, we talked about people's downtime, And then you guys went on a Sathrian contract. I believe you ended up picking up 3 coins.
4.
4. Thank you.
4 coins.
4 coins. And a few of you, specifically Madeline Lorvos, and then multiple times over some Mandriel, were infected, that's probably the best word, with a living disease of fungal spores that is spreading across the Underdark.
This one is sentient, though.
It is.
It's not a normal spore.
No.
It's alive and conscious and doesn't want to leave.
So to say not a
Sentient
normal
disease.
disease, this is something weird.
This is
Yeah.
like it's like I tried to do Gritter Restoration on
And it was
Samandriel, and it was like, no, I'm not leaving.
Okay.
So it's not just like an infection,
Okay.
like it used to be.
Okay.
It's evolved.
Okay.
This is something above and beyond
Yeah.
normal diseases. Normally, disease immunity, it wouldn't matter for a good chunk of people, but
Totally.
this one, it does.
Okay.
It seems to have a way around it. Normally, lesser or greater restoration is just a guaranteed sort of, oh, we're cured.
Okay.
But no, it's it's conscious enough to actively resist being cured.
Love that.
Yeah, just a little ditty.
So spicy.
Right? It was awful.
Love it.
But before we get
Breathe.
there, we have to go back a few months.
Mhm.
You guys have the time skip downtime, Eduardo and Jacqueline.
Mm.
But I think some of you had some downtime prior to that. Eduardo, I think you were pretty much up to date. You had like a day or two. But
Jail.
Jail.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's that prison life.
To some time.
Cannot rip though.
Mhm.
All day doing crunches.
He's
Yeah.
At
like,
least
yeah.
I said 2. I said
We're on our way.
Hey,
Yeah, we're like,
to start.
Yeah.
But one's like here, one's
more than I had before.
like there. It is. They're not next to each other.
no.
It's because of this. A lot of this
he
is
was doing
happening.
one side.
How
Small
long does it
cell.
take to get abs in D&D?
Yeah, how do we roll for abs?
Oh,
Is that a strength? That's a strength check of some kind.
I would
I you know,
that 20.
in my mind, it's like a really high strength score
Yeah.
and like a
Never.
mediocre con.
Oh,
right.
you know.
Not
I didn't
super
think of
low con. You're not malnourished, right?
that. I ate some meat along the way.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, the less you're eating, though, the more
Right.
lean and,
But
like,
that's what I'm
monster.
saying. Yeah. But like I don't think it's like super high con because that's very like you can endure anything.
Yeah.
And when you got no body fat, as Parks and Rec has taught me, your body is a microchip and a single grain of sand can ruin it.
That's true.
So,
Everything.
That's why I hold on.
in
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't want to ruin the microchip. That's why I'm not super fit.
It's a protective layer
Yeah.
that I have maintained over many years.
Yeah, smart.
So
Yeah.
two fun facts about body fat. One, more likely to survive car crashes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Like insulin, like protect.
Yeah. It is the impact, and because it spreads over the entirety of the torso, it doesn't really do much for other injuries, but for car crashes, more likely to survive.
That is interesting. I
It
did not
is.
know that.
And the other one is that Roman gladiators would often strive to keep a layer of fat
Mm.
so that they could have flesh wounds, so that they could get cut without cutting the muscle
Yeah.
and bleed for show, but it not be a
Interesting.
life threatening
Detrimental, yeah, like
danger. Yeah.
It's
Big
like
boys.
it's like a commodore.
Huh?
It's like a commodore. The dog that looks like a mop.
Oh.
They have those dreads so that when a predator attacks them,
Yeah.
it'll grab their dreads instead of their actual body.
Yeah.
So
Just
That's
gonna
fun dog fact.
Write these amazing things I now know about myself.
There you
Survives car crash. Could be gladiator. Who knows which one I'll be tomorrow?
go. The opportunity is there for both.
The opportunities are limitless.
Infinite power.
Actually, in second edition, there was a stat called comeliness.
Homeliness?
Comeliness.
Oh, that's different.
It's rude to have a stat named after me, but go
Like I
on.
didn't
Thank
negative
you.
2 and a homeliness. Real.
She beat.
She beat. She got some city minds.
What is comeliness?
Comeliness was essentially how physically attractive you are.
Okay, so it's
It would impact. There was a reaction chart, and like your charisma impacted it as well.
Oh, sweet God.
But charisma was your like force of personality, whereas comeliness was just your physical beauty, essentially.
Terrifying. Absolutely not. I love 5th edition. Have I mentioned that? I just want to throw
What a great
things. I
message.
cannot.
if you're pretty, people will treat you better.
D&D.
To be fair, this was created by a bunch of people that were not pretty, so they knew they weren't surprised. They were like, that was the fantasy. I want to be
Yeah.
prettier. Will people be nice to me if I'm prettier? I guess so. Sure.
But do I also love like the
No.
idea of now being this horned monster
Yeah.
that's somehow rolling a nat 20 and being like clink clink.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, all right.
And Miss Sparkle.
Wow, I'm kind of into it. Just honking for it.
Hey, she's beautiful.
Hey.
He's got horns in his hands, but shit.
I needed that. Anyway,
You can't
Uh,
introduce that without a tangent.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was good stuff.
Sorry.
Good stuff.
No, I
That's
learned
fun-
so much.
Fun things.
Yeah.
So when was the last time we saw Nezra? Do we
Oh,
remember?
Yes, too long.
Yeah.
I was here at the beginning of the prison arc, so I was a
Oh.
part of the team that got us into the prison.
So that's actually not. It was like a week or two. You guys were in there. It was
Yeah.
honestly not long.
Mhm.
So I think we're fine with that. We
Yeah.
can just skip ahead.
And I was like, we all had to come back
Yeah.
together, right? So I was like,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it.
Defending the first tower.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
hanging. I
You
was
were,
there.
yeah. I believe we often mention like Nezra's around. She's on guard duty.
Yep.
I'm looking.
She- yeah.
Yeah. I would
She's-
not have left that. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
she's protecting the rando people that are asleep in the
Rick
tower.
Kid
Loves them
Rick
random
Kid.
people.
Yeah,
He has a
There
name,
was a-
Cody.
I love
there were a
Ridkin.
few more.
Is,
Rick
is,
Kid.
was
Rick Kid was one we cared about.
Ridkin was the.
The Minotaur.
The Minotaur.
That's my guy. All right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're cool. We cool. We cool.
Yeah,
You're right.
Ridkin.
You're
So,
right.
Ridkin.
so
in a place.
Does that mean I also
That
did
was-
we heard
that was
get the
really-
4 months?
That
Yes.
had some great actual like bass on it when he did that. And I was just like, sounds like it hurt, but you held it. And I was like, oh, there you go.
It's judged.
I also have 4 months.
yes. So let's go through you guys's and that time skip.
Okay.
So who would like to go first?
Okay. I have 2 different things.
Okay.
The first thing is going to be a little more obvious.
Mhm.
I've been working on the ship.
Yeah.
The ship needs another thing so it can like fly and shoot lasers or acid or whatever extra thing we figure out. But
Like
we're
acid
about
lasers.
acid lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Acid lasers. So we're about 60% done with it.
Mhm.
We got about 40% more. So I just need to roll like real good so we can
Mhm.
finish it.
No problem.
Well,
That'd be great.
how much time are you committing to it?
So I figure 3 months to start because if I roll real good,
Yeah,
Then it won't take-
3 months would give you another 30%.
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely want to have a month to
Yeah.
myself.
Absolutely.
Yes,
But
you
3
Okay.
deserve
months,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to roll high or do you want to roll low?
Let's roll high.
Okay. So anything an 11 or above.
Ooh, 11 or above. Which
D20s.
I know
No. Percentile.
percentile. That's
Yeah, a percentile 11 or above.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you do that.
This is the time though that you roll like the one.
The what? Oh my lord!
7.
Why would you say that?
It's a
I
lie.
did this.
It's a lie. It's 7. I'm tired. I've been in prison. There was a prison break. I was really exhausted that first month.
Well, you guys are what you're doing is very difficult.
Jesus Christ.
So you can take that last month to yourself. There are other people that will be working on
That's
it.
so sweet
So
of them.
absolutely.
Okay, so second month.
Like I'm sure that there are plenty of other characters that when we get them around,
Yeah.
and they're going to be like, yeah, I spent months working on that.
Thank
I'll
goodness.
be like, okay.
Bless them. All right, so month number 2. Is this right? I don't know. We're gonna see.
What do you-
Over 11
What are you rolling for?
for that was all 3 months.
That was all 3 months.
so
Yeah.
so much exhaustion. So
Yeah.
much. I hate it.
Tired.
I'm so tired. So yeah, that last month. So I'm a artificer,
Mhm.
so I can make a lot of things.
You can.
So I feel like I wouldn't be spending too much time making things as much as I'm spending time on myself,
Sure.
just so I can be better.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like feats I'm looking at
Mhm.
to like.
What sort
Be
of training
better.
would you like to do? Who do you train with? Where do you go? What is Jurik's
no.
life away from the boat look like? What is Jurik's summer vacation?
He usually reads a lot.
Okay.
He's usually building a lot of maps, wants to know
Okay.
the world.
Yeah.
So everything is controlled by other people.
Right.
So I feel like in his mind, he's like, no, I want to know what's really out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know? He's definitely into magic. Anything that because he can't normally do it by himself. He needs a tool to do it. So I
Yeah.
feel like he'd be like open to anything. Oh, I can do that too. Like he'd be open to that. And it's usually inside. He's a boy inside of a cabana. He doesn't want to be outside in the sun.
Me
Mhm.
either.
But he also realizes that when he throws things that they don't hit things. So he probably is like also wanting to work on that.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think I can cross this one out. I wrote down a list
No.
because I was like, but this isn't realistic. He wouldn't take time to do that.
There you go.
See? In my head.
So I think what we'll do is we'll put 2 months to the ship and give
Mhm.
you 2 months so that you have time to travel somewhere.
Yeah.
You can travel. You're wanted by the Empire, so you got to get out of there.
Right.
And
And he's
so,
not
Right,
willing to
right.
change his hair for anybody.
so you can
About
you can
that.
travel to Jalen or Sai. You can travel to the Breaks, or you can travel to the Majocracy in the southern continent, where a bunch of the artificers came from.
Oh, then he'd probably do that.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that one.
Yeah, you had run into a couple of people going to the wheel from there.
Okay. We'd want to do that.
Okay.
Cross that one.
Yeah. Why don't you make? Well, do you want physical training or do you want mental training?
So okay, so my top 3. So I'm gonna. He's skilled as fuck. What do you need all those skills for? So this one thing he's
Same.
skilled. So I'm thinking crossbow stuff because he probably should start fighting at a distance and stop pretending he can be up close to people.
Cute.
That's half the problem that he's having. He's like, yeah, stab, no miss. Sorry, what?
Mhm.
That's like he keeps running into that. But crossbow expert like would help a lot with like, you know, he wouldn't have to reload all the time. He knows how to do it. It'll
Yeah.
be more of a flow. He can fight from a distance.
Hey.
But then there's also magic initiate
Mm-hmm.
because he would love to be able to like cast some spells and do some. I'm gonna go with crossbow expert.
Okay.
He's gonna get that crossbow training. Plus, I feel like because he's an artificer, it's some weird contraption that like auto loads
Sure.
and like, oh, I got it, toot, 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 in his mind, right?
Yeah,
it's only one
absolutely.
shot, but
Yeah.
it feels like a million. Like,
Well, no. I mean I think that
he
is
could like
a.
build.
I think
something.
like an auto loading crossbow is a
Yeah.
good justification for that
More like precise.
that boon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just get one of the like, repeating ones where you like crank and it's just like.
I like the what is it? The slow one. Doom, 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 doom. Just consistent.
He's in the back, just like guys, I got it. Get out of the
So
way.
yeah,
We're
I
like,
think he'll do that.
Dive.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. I
That
can-
sounds good.
I like thanks for rationalizing with me because I was like,
Yeah.
what is he doing?
Yeah.
Like the magic stuff he's got, he's fine.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
I'll say we have a brand new viewer learning about Dungeons and Dragons, so
Oh,
maybe we should
welcome.
introduce who our characters are.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
For
go
Bethany.
What up, girl?
Hi,
Hey, Bethany.
welcome.
Welcome.
I'm
How you doing,
Cassandra,
Bethany?
and I play Miku and Tempest. That will be explained. She's she's an Arctic Druid Storm Heralds, which is part Druid, part Barbarian. She's an Air Genasi. She's about 5'6", 5'7", light blue skin, white hair, super sweet, super cute most of the time.
Hello, Bethany. I'm Jacqueline. I'm playing Nezra. She's very big. She's a tiefling, so she is part demon. She has very, 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 very big horns, green skin, smoky yellow eyes. She's very scary to look at. Very intimidating lady in pearlescent white armor. I like to hit stuff. I hit it very hard. I am a holy woman. I love saying I like to make myself
Jacqueline
like
is
me.
very
I
holy.
am. No,
my
she's a scary looking lady with a very soft heart that she doesn't let a lot of people see. But the most important thing about her that she'd want you to know, she's got 2 kids and they're everything to her.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's get ready for my downtime. It's gonna be
Boys.
soft as hell. Like,
easy.
yeah, that's my lady. That's my girl.
Cool. I play Jarik. He is human. He's probably like my shade, maybe a little bit lighter. And he's got long, crazy hair like on top, and then this really long like braid that goes crazy long in the back. And his head is shaved like here into like a point, and that's where the braid goes. He's an artificer. The cool thing about it is like Artificer has been getting updates and like new things. So he's got a lot of like cool stuff that I'm still learning to play with. So that's really fun. But essentially, an artificer is like magical tinkering. You give him an object, and he can usually do something with that object that's magical. He's not like innately magical on his own. So that's pretty cool. I think that's fun to like play with. He's got a best friend that's like a little mechanical flying spider. His name is Archie. He's usually a little metallic ball that's about this big, and he's got like dragonfly looking type wings. And then when he gets down to business, he's got 8 legs that go shink and they like open up. And on the inside, he's got all kinds of like files and pills and strips and pointy things. They help him do stuff. So flying spider, scary, fun. And then Jarik is kind of like working a lot, especially recently. He's got a lot, of stuff he's doing personally. So he's a little more quiet than he was before. And he's really just here to follow and create and find things. That's safe. That's what he's doing. Wink, wink.
Bethany, hello.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
I pictured you in a red robe
Yes.
just now.
Cigar, just
Die.
Oh, it's you. No, I'm Eric, and I'm playing Rothgar Brittledorn, the Dragonborn Barbarian Gentleman. He is a bronze Dragonborn of high up-class bringing, but he has found his way to using rage and his anger to slash and hack at people and beat people up when diplomacy has exhausted all of its means. He is incredibly fine taste in clothes. He likes to think he does. And he has a collection of scarves that will become important later on.
they're already very important
To him,
because
yes.
they're important to you. They're important
That's
to us.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Great. So those are our players for this evening. If you come back and join us in the future, we will most likely have different players here. We run a West Marches style game, so our cast rotates, but they're all part of the same organization, and they are working on saving the Albrechtian Empire and returning the Emperor at the moment. Well, they'll get there as soon as we're done with
We'll get there.
downtime. So I think that covers Jarik.
I'm done.
Okay, Nezra.
Okay. A lot of people were surprised. Yeah, Nezra has 2 boys. She adopted them. God, it was almost like 2.5 years ago now. Nezra was a tiefling that hated other tieflings. So
I think like a year and a half.
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
during Sanctum.
We're in second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
were
it was that
in sync.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was a tiefling that hated other tieflings, and she was really working on that. So she went out and found 2 boys that really needed help, 2 tiefling boys. And they've been with her. She, thank God, convinced them to leave when she had to leave Sanctum. And I'll post something in the Discord about them if you guys are curious. I'll just post it in there so you can, if you want to read it, you can. But yeah, hearing about this ship that needs worked on, she is going to leave and go see her kids anyway.
Good play. I was like,
Swerve. I mean, a lot of it, I want to be home and I want to bake with them and be a mom to them while I can. But serious business, I want to pay someone. Yeah, I was a part of my kingdom's guard.
Mhm.
I want to have a personal guard for them. I want to hire someone
Okay.
that I will pay
Yeah.
to stay, that will be with them all the time. I know I could probably ask like the king and queen for something, and I don't know if you want to roll for that, but I was like, I will pay for someone to be there with them at all times.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that is one thing I want to do.
Okay.
Is it the spa? You can have one of my rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have rangers and a druid that's at the spa in
Well, you
Sanctum.
have to get them back into Sanctum.
Oh, they're not in
and-
Sanctum anymore?
No, my kids are in my
Oh.
kingdom, my own kingdom that is being rebuilt.
It's
so-
been so long.
Yeah, girl. So yeah, I just want to, if that's like a salary thing that I will keep track
Yes.
of. That is one
Maddie
thing.
does volunteer.
I just Maddie wants to go.
It's just-
Not during the downtime. Maddie
No.
has her own downtime,
Uh-huh.
but I think she's
I'll talk to Maddie about that. Nezra will talk to Maddie about that because she will have a home there for as long as she wants it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just something I want to make sure they have.
Mhm.
One, I want to build my shrine to Iroh in my new home. I want to do some weapons training with my kids. I want to hire a wizard tutor for Bastian. And I want to learn Abyssal.
okay. Which of those would you? Is it in that priority order?
The thing about me that I want is the least prioritized. Everything else is like get kids tutors, get them guards, get Iroh set up.
So, for skilled labor,
Yes.
it is 2 gold pieces a day.
Okay.
For unskilled labor, it is 5 silver a day.
Okay.
So you can math out.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put that in ongoing expenses.
Right.
2 gold pieces a day. Okay. Let's at least do that for like the next 3 months.
Okay.
How many days are in a month? On
30.
average.
It's always 30.
30
Our calendar is nice and simple.
times 3 months. Okay, I'm gonna do 180 gold for the first 3 months.
Great.
Hopefully, I'll be home within 3 months to check in on everything, and then I'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. 3 months. Okay. Done. Guards hired for the kids. Great.
Great. It's singular.
That's 1.
Yeah.
Double it to 2. I'm
Okay.
not fucking around.
Okay.
Two,
These
skilled.
are the
Okay.
safest
Two
kids.
skilled.
Two skilled.
2 skilled combatants, and we can say one of them has at least a passing knowledge of magic to
To train. I will.
train.
I can pay extra.
Sure.
To do that. Great.
Great.
Tutors. Good mom. Good mom. Good mom.
Learning is fun.
Learning's fun.
The mental.
I want to build my shrine. I just want to take time to pray, to teach them about Iroh.
Mhm.
I haven't spent a lot of quality time with a married man upstairs. So I'd like to do that. And then learning the language. That's pretty much it.
Okay. What's your intelligence modifier?
2!
Hey,
So smart.
So-
Smart girl.
Genius.
it is 160 Well, it's 25, not 20. So it is 200 gold pieces and 8 weeks for you to learn Abyssal,
Okay.
which you
Do
can
it.
do.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the I think if
Get a
you were
job
I
after
think if
this.
you were doing training with the kids,
Yeah.
I think the boon I'd like you to look into
Mhm.
is
Soccer mom. Pick up that kids. Beep, beep.
She's always on time for everything.
Head of the
I
PTA.
I would either say
Advantage on minivan check.
Okay.
alertness is a
That's a +5.
very parental
Yeah.
thing,
Uh-huh.
just being up and paying attention.
Heck yeah.
We need that.
The other thing I might suggest is, depending on the type of training that you do with them,
Okay.
might be Shield Master.
That's a good one too.
I'll look at both of those and
Take a look at those.
Yeah.
Let me know. You guys have returned to Arartico. The two of you were up around the 14th of dusk.
So
So-
they were.
Everybody.
Okay.
That's where we're going now.
Good.
So it's been 2 weeks since Monday.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because the island was about a week sailing away.
Okay.
Because actually, entrances to the Underdark are relatively rare, especially, and the majority of them are actually controlled by the Empire. They either come from either dwarven lands, where beneath mountains and hills and things like that, where they naturally mined deep enough so they hit the Underdark, or they are monitored and used for trade between the surface world and between parts of the Underdark that have civilizations and cities and things along those lines. So there's no like big elevator in Arartico. To get to the Underdark, you actually got to go a little ways out of your way
Mhm.
to get there. There were some other locations that have entrances to the Underdark, but that's the closest one to Arar. So you guys, so it's been about a week since Simandriel, Madeline, and Lorvas had become infected.
Mhm.
Are they capable of passing that infection to the rest of us?
You make me a medicine check.
I was gonna say, could I make medicine checks because I'm proficient in medicine and herbalism
Yes.
and
Do you
I'll-
want me
I
to
will take-
assist her instead? or
It
do
is
you
up.
want to
It is
separate?
up to you guys. You can make that
I have
decision.
a +9 in medicine.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
So he's just let me think. Yes.
It's even near that.
Call me Nurse Rick.
19.
Okay. I will tell you this. You made the medicine check. It's unlike any infection that you've seen before. It's unlike any known disease.
Mhm.
It is not uncommon for new diseases to pop up, and sometimes spells like Lesser Restoration, Greater Restoration have to be modified
Mhm.
to sort of include them. What you realize now is that the use of Lesser Restoration right now daily is preventing the infections from growing.
Mhm.
They are not contagious at this point,
Oh, it's good to know.
but if left unchecked, they will become infectious. And
Just so this helps So we're consistently saying it out loud. I can do lesser restoration 4 times a day for
Great.
free.
Great.
So
That's wonderful. Yeah, absolutely.
so nobody's
That's
out
very
there.
helpful.
Yeah.
thinking,
I will say you suspect that lesser restoration will be everybody roll me a percentile. Roll me a percentile on a D4.
35 and 2. 48 and 1.
It's okay. I just can't pick a D4.
Oh,
There we go.
a 10. This is a 10 and a 90. Is that 100?
That is 990.
No, that's 90.
Okay, just wanted to make
Yep.
sure because I don't know if the 0 is usually a 10. So. And then a 2. So a 90 and a 2.
25 and a 2.
Okay. You suspect lesser restoration will continue to hold out on them for, I'm going to say a total. You've already used 1 week at this point, for a total of 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then you'll have to start using greater restoration
Mhm.
in the same, think of it like being on antibiotics or any other sort of long-term like treatment plan. And then greater restoration, you could do another sort of daily regimen. You don't know right now how long that will persist,
Right.
but you guys have sort of figured out that using greater restoration at this stage is only going to hasten the fungus's
Resistance.
Okay.
resistance.
Were we able to get a sample of it at all from them?
You guys did not, because you had burned out
Yeah.
everything that was endangering you.
Were we able to get some from like them though? Like, 'cause I feel like if we're gonna go look for someone to help, they're not really gonna. If we're just like, it does this, they're like, well, like I have nothing to. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'll give you another medicine check, and we'll see if you can collect a fungal sample.
14.
All right, let's see. I'll roll you a normal downtime DC check. 2d10 plus 5. Oh yeah, 23. So that one did that. Not yet. You can try again in another week.
Mhm.
You know that in some ways it enters the bloodstream. You know that Samandriel's condition is the one that is most advanced.
Mhm.
But so far it's not affecting them yet.
Were we able to tell if it was an intelligent like creature? Like if it had intelligence?
You can make me a nature check.
Okay. 18.
Fungal creatures are not terribly intelligent most of the time.
Okay.
So it is
So it's not like a creature.
it is. It is a creature, but doesn't mean that they're intelligent.
Like a dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if someone were to like cast geese on it,
What was your total
on
on the nature check?
18.
18. The effectiveness of that you're unsure of, specifically because the most common fungal creature
Mm-hmm.
is a myconid. They near human intelligence, but as spores, they're not intelligent, or they
Oh,
strip
okay.
the intelligence from the servants.
I
The
was thinking you
myconids-
could command it out.
Myconids have a hive mind, so they are very difficult to.
Mm.
It's more an amalgamation.
Right.
Okay.
It's a bunch of them, so you can command You might catch a spore, you might catch 100,
Okay.
but you know it's
We need Rovar, basically.
Yeah.
Some-
Yeah.
Future fungus boy.
So yeah, that's kind of what it it's kind of what it gives you.
So
Where-
we definitely need to find a cure.
Yeah. Where would the nearest like library be?
There are some libraries in Aurora. They did suffer when Helion color sprayed the
Right.
Mhm.
prismatic sprayed the city. So this is the safest town for you to travel to.
Mhm. You can also reach out to, I will say your NPCs have begun to gather. So if you would like to go and speak to any of them, they may know of something. Animus, do you think?
I think Animus or Portia.
Yeah.
Are there any temples dedicated to healing that are still active in Article?
They are, but they are the healers that are there, the priests that are there are you guys have outleveled them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That for clarity's sake, the way I like to think about it is in a population of millions, or maybe let's say a billion across the world. Every level probably cuts the number of people at that level in half.
Got it. So if we went in
Closer
there,
to
be
the
like,
top you get.
be like that Ron Swanson meme, like I know more than you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Have you tried a greater restoration?
All right.
Yeah. So by the time you are at level 20, you are legit one in a
Legendary.
million.
Yeah.
And you and there may be half a dozen
Sure.
of your same class,
Right.
right? In the entirety of the world.
Makes sense.
And your chances of running into them are slim.
Totally.
Right. So you guys have started to hit a level and a place where you are the experts.
Take that, Mom.
Yeah. You started at the bottom. Now you here. So there are temples that are dedicated to it. They may have scrolls or books or some repository. You know that I'll take religion checks
Oh.
from people.
Now this is like my time has come.
Oh.
Wow, my dice are not playing nice tonight. That's a crispy 5.
I'll beat that. 7.
Hey.
21.
Hey.
18.
Nice. Nice.
I'm shocked.
She's like trees, baby.
Ferrica, the goddess of there's a goddess of poisons and medicines.
Go on.
Talk to me.
She, yeah, Pharika.
Spelled that real wrong. Okay.
Oh, we've talked.
You some I think at one point
Yeah.
you had somebody that worshipped her.
Yeah.
About
That sounds familiar.
Yes, it should.
Rothgard could always take a patron, you know?
Yeah.
You got no one yet.
Dragons with poison, kind of a trigger.
Oh, you got your whole thing that I don't know about.
They so that would probably be the temple you would want to start at
Mhm.
here in the City of Temples. With a 21, I will also let you know. So that is the Pantheon answer. Metrakara is also a member of the Pantheon. She is the deity of like hearth and home and farm life
Oh.
and motherhood. She is that sort of reproductive farming
Nice.
deity.
Mom to mom.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
She got mine.
She is sometimes prayed to for healing help. but because Farrakha has a medicine can have a negative side or negative applications. That's why it is also poisons, right? She is very much, she does the light and dark of both.
Yeah.
So
The duality.
yeah.
And then Metrikara.
Yeah, those are the two pantheon deities. And I will say that there are probably old fairy temples around here that because it is the city of temples, so there are you could probably find like old offering bowls or things like that from a pre deity time. Especially in this city. This was a pilgrimage city for a lot of different religions and pseudo religions.
Cool. Cool.
Poison dragons aren't the trigger.
Okay.
Fairies are.
So we need to decide where we're going to go.
Yes. I think it would be beneficial to speak to Ferika, since this seems to be a medicine issue or perhaps some sort of new poisonous making it. What do you think? We could do both.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I will accompany you, but I won't talk to her. I'll let someone else go inside there.
Why?
I don't...
With your religion check, I'll let you know the only deities that Iroh actively does not get along with is
I'm very cautious. Nobody messing with my clique. You know,
right. Maleficos,
Okay.
who is his
This time, just in case.
that's it. That's the
Always.
deity of it's his antithesis. It's
Right.
the deity of slaughter. And the
Yeah.
dishonorable versions of combat, senseless violence, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the other one is Satsa, deity of the sea,
Oh no.
Right.
because she claims all
Secrets?
soldier. Well, she does secrets as well, but any soldiers on the sea,
Yeah.
any sailors that fight and
She
die
takes.
there, she claims them.
Okay.
And whether they should be exalted nobly or not, she forces herself into
Got it.
dominion over them.
But she's a really pretty temple.
She does.
That's where we found Tybalt.
Yeah.
I don't know. She just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Okay, if you do not feel comfortable.
But I think it's worth talking to. I think we should perhaps talk to both. You said something about a library?
Yes, I am. I happen to be good at many things, including research and indoctrination. And
You know how to read a book. Nice. Nice.
not only do I know how to read a book, pulls out a monocle.
Monocle.
I have a monocle as well.
Oh, he looks very smart.
You look like a genius.
That's the one. That's all I needed.
Drake, what do you think?
I like the idea of going to check the books. The god, I don't know, but I'll be there. I'll support that. But the books first for me. Yes.
So do we do it at the same time?
Scary proposition. Leaving my friends alone.
I mean, I'm okay.
Jarek, it does seem that, I mean, this is Arardica. We've been here. I mean, what trouble could we possibly get into in
What?
Arardica?
Trouble possibly
Pancake.
is a great question. I feel like a conversation with a god would take a little bit longer. A book, you can find something quickly if you know where to look. I suggest we go as a group very quickly to a library of some sort and go boop, 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 this information we have, or boop, 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 we don't. And then we go speak to a god.
Should I tell him I can't read fast?
Don't you worry.
No.
I can
it's
take
okay.
care of the reading.
Nice. Let's go to the library.
Mhm.
Okay.
We head to the largest repository of knowledge.
Can we see the poison goddess after, please?
Of
think
that's a
course,
good
I
idea.
think that's a great
Let's
idea.
do we do it all.
Cover
Good.
all
We'll
of
do
our
both.
bases.
We've got
Yeah.
lots of questions.
Yes.
Yeah, roll me investigation checks as you guys search about the city for the best library.
Excuse me, where are books? You ever seen that book before?
Your finest library, please.
Oh, that's an appropriate
Ooh.
role.
You said investigation?
Mhm.
21.
6.
This is my dice tonight.
13 plus 8 is a number that
21.
Thank you.
5.
Right.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. The minute Miku saw Nezra, she would have just tackled you.
Oh.
It has been a long time.
Mhm.
I felt very close.
We've got a lot to catch up on.
Make sure no pointy elbows.
Oh, she's good at avoiding.
We know how to hug now. We figured it out. It's just like the
Proficient in hugging.
loudest hug.
Mhm.
My
I
eyes
give-
is just like.
Piggyback.
So I get my Eroticor library card.
Yep.
I walk forward.
Um,
The librarian is kind.
Fantasy library.
yeah. So it is.
Reading is.
We'll let you guys know that the best library. I'm running through things in my mind real quick, so I apologize.
Never apologize.
I definitely don't want a library in a grave digger's den way down there. No reading
I want
there.
one that
You
has
don't wanna do
CDs
that.
and DVDs.
The one where you can get a copy of Mario Kart for the Switch. You know, oh great! I was looking
Something
for
for
this.
me to look at.
No silence.
Each of the a lot of the deity temples have different like holy texts and libraries and letters and notes, things written by faithfuls specifically to them. There is a decent sized private library that would probably have the largest amalgamation it by Siravish. SIRRA-VISH.
And is that the name of the person who owns it, or
Person. That is the name of the person. He is a wealthy trader from
Wow.
Jalen Ursai,
Nice.
and he owns like a block near one of the dock areas. But he is known to collect books and
Nice.
art and things like that. He's got
Cool.
like a villa kind of set up. Reputation is decent. He doesn't seem to trade in terribly dangerous or negative
Future.
things. So yeah, I would say probably the best temple if you want to go for a library is Miravina, who is the deity of civilization and learning. So you could start there or with Siravesh.
Okay.
Siravish. I apologize.
If I heard about Siravish, then I would go there.
I just follow.
Yeah. You're fine.
Good.
Just the whole time being like, we can see the poison, we can see the poison.
We're going to see the place.
just you're really excited about the you want the wafer poisons, don't you?
Yes. And I have a lot of questions, but
Well, of course, but also the way.
but also the poison.
Yes, okay. Should
Okay.
have seen that coming.
When she gets focused on something, you know it's like,
This is Stones of Far Speech all over again.
oh no, it is.
So yeah, you guys make it to Siravish's villa. He has
Oh,
he has some it's like a block. You can tell sort of where the living space is. He's got kind of like a warehouse piece on the side, but it's a large enough place that he's got guest rooms and stuff like that. He up front there are a couple of well-dressed guards. Their armor and weapons are not ornamental, but they are finely crafted.
Ah.
as you guys make your way up, though, good day. Would you mind telling us what business you have with?
Yes, of course. Research.
Ah, were you summoned?
No, but we have heard good things about your master.
And who may we say is calling?
Think about those.
Why can't we just say it says?
Okay.
Maybe Rothgar?
My name is Jarek. This is, and then I point to everybody and introduce them my name.
Charmed, I'm sure.
We're here to read a book.
Pardon us a moment. One of them will step outside, and the other guy hangs out there, and there's the awkward sort of
So you've been doing this long?
yeah, a couple of years.
Oh, very nice. That armor, it looks fantastic.
Ah, well, one of the perks of the job.
But it does seem like it's seen
A little,
duty.
Yeah.
Ah,
You
very
know,
nice.
some people try to steal here.
Steal
You cut someone's
from-
eye out?
Not specifically.
Okay.
Books.
Okay.
Books are
Did you mean to?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that's more impressive.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But
I mean,
she's
at
not
that
going
point-
to do it to you.
I'm very grateful for that.
No problem. Again, just here to read a good book. You know. You read books too?
When I have the time.
Nice.
What is your name?
My,
That's a good question.
my name is Ached.
Achin, hello.
Bless you.
I haven't heard that before.
She's very funny.
How dare you?
Gross teeth. So pointy.
Jesus.
I think that is a very nice name.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Minutes go by. Eventually, the other guy opens up the door and please come in.
Shad's like, please save me.
You guys come inside. There are a few more guards in here, but it is very nice. Most of this place looks like it is marbled floors, very stone. It is very echoey.
God.
Clank, clank, clank. I will say Miku's trying her best to replicate however Rothgar is walking. He's the fancy one to her. So she's trying to do whatever you're doing. Probably not
Oh.
looking very good at
What
it.
time of day is
But
this?
I'm gonna say about midday.
Midday.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
rolled
it's
good
not
on a
like-
performance.
Covered in lanterns and everything's like it's like some nice breezy like
Yeah.
ooh, the sunlight's coming in.
Yeah, a lot of natural light, a lot of open windows and large doors.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Take it.
There is there's a woman that comes down. She is well dressed. She mirrors the styles that you guys have seen from the southern continent. You suspect she is from Jalen, but you can tell that she has her normal clothes are perhaps used to being far lighter.
Mm.
She has kind of like a big robe.
I knew you were
I
going to
guess.
say robe.
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
why.
it's or like an overcoat, long enough that it has like a train that sort of slightly drags across the floor as she makes her way down the stairs. Darker skin, very very pretty. And she comes forward. Good day. I am Ahal. Unfortunately, Siravesh is busy at the moment, but I have been informed that you've come in search of a book.
Well, I understand yes, a book. But more importantly, we are here in the discovery of knowledge,
Oh,
a specific knowledge.
And what would that specific knowledge be?
Either concerning or prevailing to that of myconids or medicinal infections and treatments.
Oh, an interesting topic.
Yes.
If you're interested in that, we've got something very special for you.
Sure. Yes. What have you brought?
Oh, well, we did not bring anything
Oh,
because it is it is a bit dangerous to bring anywhere else. You see, okay, we were in the Underdark, and there were the spores in the Underdark, and then but these ones have a mind, I think, and they got into our friend, and now he is sick, but they won't come out because they don't want to. So we're trying to figure out how to do that, but he's dying, so help.
make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Oh, that was pretty good. 2 6. They're the same.
What was it?
So,
216.
Oh, geez.
Nice.
so that's 18.
Okay.
My dice
No.
were like, not today, Cody. That was great.
Yeah. No, it was you did great, but after you told her that you didn't bring
Bring
a gift,
anything.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I said.
she immediately was like, she kind of stopped listening.
Yeah.
But she hears you enough. She goes, oh, well, that is quite interesting.
We tried to get some out to bring,
Mhm.
but we had to burn all of it. Well, not all of it, but part of it while we were down there because it goes into the skin, not just the breathing, and we could not get it to come out of our friend.
Well, then I will have to thank you for not bringing the dangerously infectious
You're
entity into my home.
You're welcome. See, we are on your side.
Do you like tea?
Yes.
Clink, 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 clink. I have some of my very, very special tea that I still have, and I'll wrap it up in a little cloth and be like, "This is from my god."
Oh, thank you very much. And she'll pass it to one of the guards who dutifully takes it and,
Good
and
job,
travels
Ezra.
back.
Everybody loves gifts.
Um,
Good job.
well then, I don't know what we have that will be of use to you. However, I will be happy to allow you access to our private library. However, my Sirvesh is a businessman and may in the future, in exchange for this kindness, call upon you for another kindness.
Information for information.
Well, perhaps something else.
Is
We
he
shall
a
see.
dragon?
He is not.
Okay.
He a good guy?
I find him to be most excellent.
If I may ask, Baal, was it? Or Bahal?
Behel.
Behel. Thank you. Behel, it might have just been figure of speech. You said my Sirabesh,
Yes.
as in my employer, or my in a more intimate sense?
We have a deeply personal relationship.
Understood. And aside from the large repository, what is it that he deals in specifically that in a way we might one day be called in to assist?
Oh, shipping primarily between the Empire and Jalen.
Cargo and whatnot.
Trade goods specifically.
You are from Jalen?
I spent a fair number of years there.
Do you know Anexi?
I know her by reputation. I have attended events with a number of the trade princes of Jalen.
She is my very good friend.
That is wonderful to hear. Well, give her our best when next you speak with her.
I will.
Unfortunately, she does very little import or export, but she has always been exceedingly pleasant.
Just be careful when you hug her.
I have never had the opportunity, but I have heard.
No, I just wanted to be clear. This illness seems pretty fresh. A lot of people don't really know it exists. But we're trying our best to find a way to heal it.
And the city has known enough suffering that we would happily assist in any effort to heal it.
If we find a way to do that, I will make sure that you're the first to get this information.
We would appreciate it. Thank
Not
you.
a problem.
If I may, for just a moment, confer with my associates.
Please.
Thank you.
Huddle.
All right. So
She,
the last
she
time,
will actually take a little tour with the guard who took the tea to the kitchen. She kind of goes back off in that direction.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna hug first though.
Oh,
Mm.
she is taken aback,
Start.
but she'll sort of
first by hell, next hell.
she I will prepare I'll have some tea prepared and I shall return in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
The guards do not leave, however.
Okay.
So, whispering.
Yeah.
The last time I stood up and made a deal, it was at some protest.
Yes, I am very aware of that. Me too.
So that is why I'm bringing this to a democratic group vote.
Yes.
We are very much putting ourselves in a position where we do not know the favor we will be asked.
The biggest problem that we're having is if he's asking us a favor, in particular with trading and shipping with the Empire, that's where we may have a problem.
Yes,
Sounds like smuggling.
It
And also empire.
does.
Really, just Empire in general
You-
seems like a
Yes.
problem.
You guys can make history checks.
Nice.
Ooh, I like those.
I am doing well today.
13.
14.
25.
Nice.
Ooh.
Better.
I was like, I don't need a library. I am a library.
Almost.
Siravesh, by reputation, is not known as a smuggler. He is not known to engage in illegal or illicit activity. He is an aggressive trader,
Okay.
and the most that you know of him is he has, at least in his younger days. Now he tries to sort of. You get the feeling he probably buys off or pays off people that would tell the stories. But when he got started, he would sabotage his competitors' ships. So
Who here hasn't?
it's that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
also not something that he has a reputation of doing recently, or at least he's gone to great lengths to hide it. Is there something I
just
can
have-
answer
Sorry.
for the chat?
I just have
there's-
a feeling that perhaps if Maddie were here, she would want us to she would be okay with being in charge, I suppose, or maybe helping take care of that if it should be something like piracy. I
For
don't know.
instance,
For example, a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I really
It
think you're
could
hitting
be
it right on the
anything.
head. She would like that. You're
Yes, yes.
But I think the chance for knowledge here pertaining to what we're looking for, with what we've heard of such a just gross amount of knowledge, there could be something quite probably able to help with our situation.
Yes.
Question, because I have yet to be able to play a game with the person that is sick. Who is sick again?
Samandriel,
Who is
ASMR.
Daddy
That's all I
ASMR.
needed to know.
Yeah, he's an
I
angel.
have to save the angel boy. So
I
Also,
And-
also Madeline and Lorvos.
also those two, but mostly angel boy. I've never
Sorry.
met.
Yeah. Two friends from
Two good
Lifetime,
friends.
and also Angel Boy we
Angel
just
Boy.
met.
squishy angel boy.
This
Jeez.
very
Um,
important.
I will
But
s-
yes, and he is by far the sickest of the three.
Yes,
Okay.
he's squishy.
Okay, we here.
Very
We have to
squishy.
do what we have to do to help our friends.
All right.
I will say, I know you are a bit nervous after the last deals that we made, but it ended up working out in the end for us. And when it comes down to it, our friends' lives are on the line. So I think it is a bit hard to do it again after the last time, but it worked out, and you and I stood together on it. So I think we should do it.
Full
All
support.
right.
And since Maddie maybe would want to
Would be hugely for this idea.
if she were here, I think she would. You know.
Yes, if she weren't deathly ill in bed,
Yes.
she would be all for this.
Makes
I
sense
would
to me.
probably also note that this is less of a godly problem and more of a humane, we can deal with a few ships and bringing one thing to another. I think we could do that if it was called upon.
Well,
I think I'm willing to deal with the fallout if it saves our friends.
yes.
Deal. We all agree.
Sounds
Double
good.
break.
High five. Deal.
High five. No one tell Hal it was me.
No one know how it was us.
Could have been anybody else.
Hal wasn't involved this time. He wasn't part of the deal.
True, but you
This
know.
is for
But
us.
no, he and I had a big talk about deals, and it just no one tell Hal.
Yes.
I love secrets. She's sweaty.
Yes, sweaty.
I love lying.
We'll just don't confess to Sasa.
Withholding the truth. That's our gift to Roy.
Yeah. There is at the appropriate time the Bahal will return. They have made the tea that you offered them. So there's a lovely pot. Upon hearing of your acceptance of the deal, she leads you back through the estate. You can see that there are a number of guest rooms. A number of them just look empty. Some of them looks like he puts up maybe his ship captains here when they come to visit.
Fancy, kind.
I'm just keeping an eye out for anything that looks weird in the house, like
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
symbols or something that don't sit right with me. Or anything.
There are not a lot of. I will say there are not a lot of imperial deity symbols, but nothing that looks cultish.
Okay, cool.
You had been in Jalen,
Yeah.
so nothing that. It's all very Jalen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is all very Jalen. There are a lot of wind instruments that are like adorn the walls.
Nice. Okay, I'm good with that.
There you can see sort of art and iconography from all over. And it just looks like he collects things.
Worldly
Mhm.
rich
And,
guy.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing.
You know,
Okay, cool.
Pull Miko out of that wind instrument room. She's just like, oh.
Shredding hot
come on.
cross
Yeah.
buns. Just going.
You guys make it to the library. There is a few large high back chairs where it looks like people sort of sit and read. About 3 of them, and then there is a table, round table with 2 or 3 chairs at it where you could like sit and do more research type stuff. Yeah. What? Go ahead and make investigation checks. You have a moment to enjoy your tea, and you guys are left alone with some guards.
Not
Fun.
20.
With advantage because of my monocle.
There you go.
Stay on the book.
Oh,
That's a 9.
19.
7.
So I got an at 20, but it equals a 28. Just like
Great. That's what. Yeah. Perfect.
investigation.
Standing in the middle of that room. There's a lot of books in here.
Yep, he's right next to you, like,
Wow.
wow. These were once
Just-
trees.
Have I heard? I know I've heard a lot of crazy things in the past year,
Mhm.
but have I heard of the masks that we have used for those before?
You would have heard of them now.
For sure, good. And then have I heard the name of Eduardo knows, right? But I've heard the name of the essentially the demon or the
Make me a history check, and that can determine
that will help.
if Drake.
Tis a 1.
The dice give
You
us.
were not
I
in.
was not privy.
You were
to
not
this knowledge.
in Sanctuary that long, and you were not really part of the group when that was.
Tis fair,
Yeah,
but I had to try.
but I know because I
Eduardo
know how
knows.
hard it is when Eduardo knows because Eduardo had been on all those adventures.
so many of them.
Yeah, and then
Day one.
you come
This
around,
guy.
No medication.
but
Yeah, it's okay.
Drake doesn't.
He doesn't, and that's fine.
So
Thank you.
what information are you? If you had questions that you were looking for answers to, what would they be?
Do we have any relatable cases in previous medical journals or texts?
Sure.
Are there
So
sorry, go on.
So let's start there. So you know that myconid spores, just from what you can read about previous encounters with myconids, things like that, they don't speak, that they communicate through this telepathic network. And that is how the myconids communicate with each other. You know that their spores only affect living creatures. They don't affect undead. They don't affect constructs or elementals. Creatures that are infected with them can communicate with myconids, and in its most benign instances, that it is used purely as a form of
Telepathic
communication and connection.
So
Um,
Rovar would be able to communicate because he's a spore druid, right?
Perhaps.
Okay.
I will also let you know that that is its most benign
Okay.
form.
Yeah,
That there are
we have a very malignant, evil form.
Yeah.
well, there are also there are also spore servants, things that have essentially been enslaved through the myconid connection. Usually it breaks down their mental stats to the point that they are incapable of speech or independent thought.
Uh-oh.
Um,
There's a real ant that does that. There's like a
A
fungus
real
that
fungus.
does that to ants.
I
Yeah.
don't need
Yep.
to know that.
Mind controls them.
That's
it is that.
Great.
Um,
Do we
Happens
think
to
it'll
some
do that
humans.
to people? Like, or is it smaller things? Like,
Oh no, you run across cases of people infected with myconid spores, right? That can animate corpses, that can cause hallucinations, that can put people in a pacified, dumbfounded state. Those are rare. And then there are, so specifically, I'm going to say what you mostly find is specifically about myconids.
Mhm.
That they're definitely a living plant. In its most benign nature, is purely a communicative thing. However,
they're plants.
they are plants. Yeah.
Let me. Okay. Do I find any with myconids in general weaknesses, temperature gradients that they prefer?
Um, so myconids have a humanoid form. They are capable of moving and migrating, but you know that there is a underdark fungal forest that they keep as home.
Underdark forest.
And that down to the ground.
It's literally mushroom forest.
It is.
I don't want this.
And
Okay.
do
I
we
don't
know?
like
And
this.
but do we know of any like weaknesses to cold, weaknesses to fire? Is any of that?
Two-faced.
Specifically for the myconids, I don't think so.
No.
Other plants, I don't. Nothing specifically for a myconid.
Okay, because I figure it's the way I figured myconids. I'm just going mushrooms in general. They
Sunlight. They
sunlight.
avoid sunlight.
They avoid sunlight, but they do well in dark,
That makes
damp,
sense.
Yeah.
warm.
Wait, do they avoid sunlight or daylight?
Sunlight.
Okay.
Specifically sunlight. Daylight we discovered against a vampire is not sunlight.
How
The way you
very
made me
specific.
discover that. I'd like you to open the book. Could you read the last part? Okay, could you read this other part?
That for me was I wasn't sure
No, I just thought it was
as you were doing it, and sometimes because I know partly I was discovering it as you guys were doing it, but I was like, okay, if I just tell you it doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be like, no, it does.
You're
It,
so right.
this is the, and I'm like,
So little.
no, that's players
That's
in
all of
general.
us.
No,
No, no,
That's
no.
everybody.
Every single one of us.
And I'm not
We're the
saying
worst.
I'm not saying I wouldn't have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
When we are all like, we're going to kill a vampire, everybody bring daylight. We're like, daylight. And
Yeah.
it's like, does nothing. You're like, what do you mean it does nothing?
No.
It's a vampire,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
daylight.
sorry,
I-
what?
yeah.
And I just lost the ability to do Sunbeam too, because I'm not level
So
druid.
that was because I was like, if I as a player was running into this, how would I accept what's happening?
I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And
Could you read
it's-
this? Great.
Okay.
Now could you read Sunday?
Now, come
Just like,
come read Sunbeam. Let's go through the whole journey.
Our whole plan basically hinged on
Yeah.
daylight. We were like, well, shit.
As
Love it.
Rothgar's being held up by the neck and nibbled on, he's just like, use the daylight. And you're like, we are. And I was like,
Uh-oh.
oh no. And
Very
then he
good.
runs away. And I was like, this is ending much differently than I expected.
So
Anyway, if it is a plant, I could try speaking to it.
I think speaking it with it, definitely we want to try communicating because, as we've seen, these are intelligent plants.
All plants are intelligent. Continue.
Yes. I mean sentient. I think Rovar would also be very good at trying to speak with them.
Yes, absolutely. He's got lots of friends on his back. The spores, the mushrooms.
Many.
I have a mushroom he gave me. She pulls it out. It's like dried gold.
But sunlight. They don't like sunlight.
Yes.
How do we put sunlight in the body? And Rothgar's just gonna think for a little bit. And you guys, he's just like,
I have it. I found this picture of a shark. I'm just going. through books.
yeah. I am so there for that.
Guys, look at this.
That is a good find, Ezra.
Thank you. She's just looking for pictures.
Nezra,
Um,
that might be the answer to it all.
I'm personally looking.
Shark blood.
Jeez. Okay. I have no, not you guys. Sorry, my brain.
No.
I have these goggles, and I'm gonna pull them out of my bag of holding, and I'm gonna put them on my eyeballs, and I'm gonna look for anything in a different language. That could go through
Sure.
anything.
Absolutely.
Specific research for what they're made out of. Is there a specific way I can make that more specific?
I do get it.
Another thing I'll say, Cody, crossbow expert does not work with my shield,
Good.
so he didn't do that.
Great.
He started and he was like, "This takes 2 hands, and Daddy needs this
hand crossbows.
Hand crossbows, yes, but the added benefit of it wouldn't benefit.
Oh, is there nothing that there?
The only thing would be being within 5 feet doesn't impose disadvantage.
What's the other thing?
Ignore loading quality, but I mean, I barely use them anyways.
Sure, I got
Um,
you. And if you only have one attack per round, it's not worth
Right.
picking up.
Well, the other thing is, arcane weapon allows you to do something, but you have to have a magic weapon doing something. So I would have to have a magic weapon already in my hand to get that second attack
Got it.
anyway.
Right.
So then I'm like, this shield can't do all the things. So I am currently researching what I actually did.
Okay.
I started a week and I was like, this is wrong.
I think your magic initiate is on the right track.
I think so
I
too.
think the other thing you may want to look at is elemental adept.
Ooh, I didn't see that one. Good. So I will look at that one as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, did we find everything?
No. I'm about to give him more information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a 28.
I
know.
he got
Oh,
a
heck
he got
yeah.
a-
Oh,
he got
that was with a
great
19. He gets
Yeah.
a 28.
Yeah,
Oh.
he got a
You're a
28.
casual 28. It's like
Oh my
whatever.
God.
So
Plus, I'm
I'm-
researching
other languages,
Cool.
seeing if there's anything I can pull out of it.
Yeah, and I'm getting specific.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
I
you're good.
apologize.
Thank you for actually being
the-
helpful.
No,
I-
this is the one thing. Research, investigating, he can do that.
Miko and
So-
Nezra in the corner is like looking at pictures.
Don't worry.
We found a pop-up book.
Are there
actually.
other people in there that you've seen?
And
I'm curious if we're the only ones in this library right now.
Ew, are there other? Ew.
Ew,
Sorry, that was Jacqueline.
Other people reading? Disgusting.
So it is a private library. There are no other people at the moment.
Nice.
Yeah, it is you guys, and there's about 4 guards. There's a guard for each of you. They were the inside house guards. The Jed is back out at his post. They're by the doors, and they are they don't have the helmets on. That's the big sort of difference between outdoor guard, indoor guard. You take that, you get to take your helmet off.
Fancy.
Yeah,
Nice.
big times.
For Russia.
But yeah, they're there. They're watching you. They are at you, Nezra, being a soldier.
Yeah.
You know that they are at attention.
They don't know us.
Yeah, but they're well trained.
Yeah.
I will say that, but they're not.
The good thing is if they were listening, everything that we've been saying has been truthful.
Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, we have no
It's
ulterior
basic,
I
motives.
wouldn't
right.
expect them not to.
I'm not
be there.
stealing
For
books.
the first time, we're
Yeah.
all just being above bar on this.
Legitimately being good citizens
We're
right now.
okay with this.
Finally.
We're just trying to help our
I
friends.
knew my influence would spread
Aw.
eventually.
You're a good influence. Just saying. Someone should
I'm
listen
ready.
to
Lay it
Nezra.
on me, Dad.
So you specifically, when going through other languages about spores, you run into an account, and it's a very odd place to kind of find it. It's not a lot in like religious texts or other things like that, because you realize it would kind of be sinister text, and it doesn't seem like he cares or wants that bad juju in his house.
Yep.
But you actually end up going through like shipping ledgers, almost in the point where you kind of give up. Where you're like, okay, there's nothing spore wise here. We might as well see what this guy does. And
Yeah.
you're going
Absolutely.
through like a captain's account, and you end up finding the kind of like the captain's log of a planar far traveler.
I'm very interested in this.
Who goes by the name of Kaizen Sarket.
Sarket?
Oh, that's something for you specifically, isn't it?
No, Sarket was who we met in the episode with the Storm Key.
Oh, that's where we did meet a Sarket.
You did meet a Sarket. Same family.
Are they related?
Maybe. Yeah. I'll say maybe. Yeah. So yeah.
I know him.
I would say this is probably Kaizen is probably one of his ancestors,
Cool.
because it is an older thing, and you get the feeling it was, you can very easily tell it was from the period of time about Middle Republic. The planes were far easier to access. They were much more coterminous with the prime material.
This is very old.
Yeah, but looking around 800 years, 5 to 800 years.
Right about the time Asbel was around about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if he was the key to the, like, we needed
So-
his blood?
I've been pretty quiet most of the time. As
Mhm.
soon as I start reading this stuff, it's more of like okay.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
if you were worried about me, I'm just letting you know I'm focused.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Yeah, you guys watch Jarek kind of take it over to the round table, and he lays it out, and you start going through the logs. It is very interesting. It seems that this guy would in and out of the Arcadian Straits. He probably met or at least knew of John Arcadian.
Yep.
I would say it was probably. Now you guys are going to have to help me with the NPC name here. I remember it. Nick Isle.
Yes.
Nick Isle was John Arcadian's first mate that ended up taking over the
Oh man. Yeah.
Arc Rider.
And he's still in jail.
No,
What happened to him?
he's on the Arc Rider.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's right.
That they would do planar traveling for goods.
Mhm.
And it was getting harder. You can tell that this guy made it back. But one of the trips that he goes on, you get a recounting of his time in the abyss, which is the plane of chaotic evil. It is the home from which demons
Yeah.
spawn.
Oh, that's right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
And different it recounts specifically that there are layers or portions of the abyss that seem to have order or he calls it sort of the dumb show of a civilization. And what he begins to talk about are old terms and words for the demon princes. And he doesn't recount all of them, but there is the one that catches your attention. Two should catch your attention. One is Dweeblix,
Oh,
Thank you.
who you've recently heard about.
Jeez.
The other one is, Eduardo, would you care to share?
I don't remember the exact name.
I got you.
So
It
no.
is Zugtamoy.
Yep.
Oh wait, we've heard about Zygmunt before. Why?
Jurik has not. You may have.
Oh yeah, was that when we were going down
Into the
into the
Underdark?
Underdark?
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember that. The name. I don't remember exactly what. Sorry, I just took my glasses off and
That's
now
okay.
my eyes are like.
Zectomoid's been a problem since the first campaign before we started streaming.
But
Zectomoid's
But it's like,
a
we're not
thing.
like this time.
no, but
Dweeblix was
be-
recent.
to be perfectly transparent, before we started streaming,
Yeah.
I would I take the adventure books and I would just grab like this dungeon. And I'd be like,
Oh, heck yeah.
that's over there.
Yeah.
And so the one that came out right at the time was Into the Abyss or Out of the Abyss. And I was like, oh, cool. I'll pull this plot and it's down there. If they want to go see it, they can go see it. They kept going down there and then being like, nope, we don't want to,
Yep.
and leaving. And I was like, all right, well, that's 15 years later. Let's see
Let's go.
what's going on down there.
Underneath Willen, there was a whole system of what was it?
Tunnels.
Not tunnels, but specific. It's a
Catacombs.
Yeah,
Oh.
cribs,
Sewers.
Ew,
Yeah,
okay.
Sewers.
Sewers.
so there was like a dead
Ooh,
thing
crappy
there,
tunnels.
and that dead thing had been creeping along for a long time, and it just was spreading. So underneath Willen, unless they went down there, I haven't been there in years.
Sure.
It's all kind of stuff down there.
Cool.
There's all kind of stuff everywhere.
I know, I hate it.
Yeah, but the
I'm happy. Thank you.
yes,
Eduardo can finally be like, now I know.
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you rolled the. Sometimes players roll the right number at the right
At the
time.
right time, yeah.
and that is one of those things.
But
So
definitely
Some
demon
demon
princes, their names.
you get
Great.
I will say you get a chunk of it.
Nice.
Yeah, any NPCs that had been around prior to maybe you might be able to go talk to them to
Nice.
get the information you guys had before leaving Sanctuary.
Nice.
Cool. Okay.
Is there anything specific that Eduardo doesn't know?
I will say,
Because like
you know that Zugtamoy specifically has mind control spores.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't we like go down there and then he like started to show up and we were like, nope.
you guys have avoided Zugtamoy. It's a she.
Yeah.
It's the one she,
mhm.
I just remember that.
of the
Yes.
demon princes.
Dweeblix was the one that we dealt with when we went to see the Zerfneblin
You did not deal with him, but you dealt with one of his
children, something like that.
Yeah. So
And
they.
Dreadhold, right?
No,
I-
it was-
Well, yeah. Would you like to fill him in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
is there more?
Was that like him?
From what were you told by the Ruby Dragon?
The look.
The Ruby Dragon said that was Ublex, which
Ublex,
was
which is one of his.
part of
Right.
Dweeblix, but
Okay.
not Dweeblix.
So that's how we found out how the doppelgangers have been being able to replicate their memories, not just their bodies, is
Right.
because Ublex
basically
Dweeblix.
Dweeblix.
It is
Dweeblix.
specifically Dweeblix.
he was
Basically,
like there.
because like any part of Dweeblix is mentally connected to another part of Dweeblix.
Yeah.
And so what they're doing essentially is like, we have this person. We inject a little bit of Dweeblix into you. We have a doppelganger. We inject a little bit of Dweeblix into
Okay.
you.
I
And so
didn't
now
know this
you have
part.
access to all of their memories.
That's how they're able to replicate memories and stuff is from.
That was the big
Dweeblix.
problem with the. Okay, now this
Yeah.
makes more
That's
sense.
how they're doing that.
Yeah.
This makes more sense.
We,
So-
we found that out in Dreadhold.
So essentially,
From a
the
very kind Ruby
doppelgangers,
Dragon.
the lunacy, have captured and somehow pacified and/or imprisoned the demon prince Dweeblix.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This is no good.
Now
He was
you
pretty nice,
know.
He was.
Oh,
He
you
was.
don't.
He just wanted to destroy everything.
You don't. But you guys, when you get back to an NPC, you guys can start to piece things together.
Cool, cool, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Which
Yeah,
would have been the
that's
NPCs who would have dealt with that.
Guesses. What do you think? Who do
Would
you
have dealt
think?
with what specifically?
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long. The last encounter I had with a demon was we went underneath, there was a lake and all the animals, and
Mhm.
that was the last time.
Mhm.
And that was the Demogorgon, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh,
You
that's
guys-
what I was thinking of.
And we
Yeah.
needed a piece from the Demogorgon.
And you had collected it.
Yes. And we need all of they all have something that we need to be able to summon all of them so they
Yeah.
can fight it out or something like
You
that.
want to? Yeah. The idea was for them to either fight it out,
I hated that idea.
or to ban. You need something to
to
banish,
banish them.
yes.
Yeah. You can banish them as a group,
Oh,
or you
God, I
banish them
forgot.
as individuals.
This is, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah.
essentially, Zuggy,
Zugtamoy.
yeah, Zuggy
It's like more-
is Bojmoy. Bojmoy is
Fuck
Okay.
is
Roll
in the Underdark.
roll me history checks.
So would Tybalt or Portia, because they're tieflings?
Rockstar never heard of this guy.
What am I doing?
Tybalt finds that racist.
I'm not asking as you.
I
I'm
know.
asking.
That's
I
why.
mean, like, if I can roll for something, she's obsessed with how she was created because
Sure.
she's a Beelzebub tiefling and she finds him disgusting. She absolutely hates him. So
he is
No,
Beelzebub.
yeah, Beelzebub.
He is that is a devil.
Nice.
So 9 hells. So
You said
I know.
history?
History?
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
okay,
21.
easy. The
23.
best person to talk to
7.
is actually Jeremy, because Jeremy was the one that the Fackers used to report to.
Word.
Tybalt left before he would have the most up to date information.
Okay.
That Jeremy would have read and been a part of any reports.
So
Now
Jeremy
there's
Tybalt.
plenty of things that the old guard did not tell him.
Like the spaceship.
That yeah,
What?
there's not even the irregulars, not quite that old.
I was
That the
gonna say.
Midgard
Okay.
Midgard did not tell him. Then, yeah, well, if we're talking the old guard, y'all just left him places all the time.
We'll be back. If we're not back in 3 days, go home.
Yeah.
And then
And he would, and he did. So Jeremy's probably the best. Tybalt would have some information.
right. Remind me, is Jeremy with us? No, right?
He is.
He is.
He is.
Wow.
now.
Lovely.
We saved
He
him.
is now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
great. I love that.
Is he
Okay.
back over at the world's peace?
Yeah.
That is
I will. He is in town. I'm giving you full access to all of your
that's
That's
the sweetest
Oh,
thing.
okay.
To do.
Cool.
Thank you.
allies that can be here are here.
All right.
And I'm sure they want healing and for their
Yeah.
friends and
Yeah,
I
no,
love that.
everybody's on board.
Yeah.
Nobody has been like, that's a terrible idea. We should ignore that. Like, yeah, no. So they are here to help you do whatever you guys need.
Okay.
Thank
to-
you.
Okay.
That is a good amount of information that
Yeah.
I'm happy
Yes.
we took the time to find.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know
Lot.
I'm obviously we're gonna wait for Cassandra to get back.
You
but
want to do the poison lady
Yeah,
and
poison.
then talk to the other NPCs.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
absolutely get that.
it's midday. How long did that take?
2 hours.
2
Cool.
hours?
Yeah.
Nice, about
Yeah, I
two.
think that's
Found
pretty
a
good.
good book.
Let's do a 10-minute break.
Okay.
It's 9:25.
Looks like we know
give
about
me
this.
more
Sorry,
time.
that
Give you
gets
guys-
wild.
Yeah, it'll give you guys. I think tonight's going to be mostly a fact-finding
Heck yeah.
adventure, and you guys got a lot of people to talk to
Yeah.
and a lot of stuff to catch up on.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily something that you have to go and deal with immediately, but I know that your friends being sick is something that makes everybody
Time.
uncomfortable.
If we
Yep.
can even plan to how to get a cure,
Yeah.
we would love that.
Yeah.
So I think that's
So
great.
we're gonna take 10. We'll be back around 9:35. I was saying it. That's why he's out
We
there.
solved it.
We-
Done.
Well, game's over. No, Cassandra's
Bye.
back. We're not playing anymore.
Aw.
No, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. We'll be back around 9:35. So we will see you then. Until then, stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. With me tonight, we have
Cassandra playing Mika and Tempest, the Arctic Druid Air Genasi Storm Herald. There we go.
Jacqueline, I'm playing Nezra, the Tiefling Paladin.
Hello, I'm Eduardo. I'm playing Derek. He is a human artificer.
And I'm Eric, and I'm playing Rothgar Briffleborn, the Dragonborn Barbarian Gentleman.
all right. So, guys, y'all have just finished up at
The library.
at the library. What would you guys like to do next?
We hear that there's a poison lady that is a goddess
There is.
that we may be able to get some poison lady goddess information from.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it's only 2 in the afternoon. So I think it's a good time to go to a temple
Yeah.
and see if there's some lady goddess poison book information
Okay.
or just word of mouth
And medicine as well.
and medicine.
but mostly poison. Mika
So
looks
that
like
is-
mom just said she could go to McDonald's. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, oh.
But then pulls through the drive-through and orders a
Black
black, coffee
coffee.
and drives away.
Jesus.
That is cruel.
Jumbling.
So, as we leave, I would like to impart any knowledge to what's her name? We just wrote it down, guys.
I have it.
So hello.
Bahel.
Hell.
Achu was the guard outside.
So that
Uh-huh.
she can,
And what the
Jen.
hell?
well, if she wants to see us again, she doesn't have to. I can leave it with the guards. But I don't want to like scare anybody, so I'm like, this is something to look out for. We're a little confused about what this means. We're going to look for more information, but it seems to be leading in this direction. Bad infection? No, don't touch spores. And then, so she knows that much. And then I'll tell her if we find out more, I'll come back to give you more information. And
Nice.
that way she's like informed.
She feels like she's in the moment.
Mhm.
Yes.
I like that.
The minimum information is what we can give since that's what we asked for.
Yeah,
You know,
Absolutely.
they'll ask for more eventually.
totally.
But I feel like that is a fair treat of
So,
yours.
Yeah, she very much will see you guys out like a proper hostess.
Lovely.
So
Thank
when,
you.
when you guys are making your exit, she will come and say bye-bye.
She could say goodbye.
Goodbye.
With her fancy train, her fancy ass train.
Yes. Very much so. I'm gonna try to look this up on my phone because I had some details
Oh, what are those details?
Gotta roll
about
on
the
that.
thing. Well, I had given it to players previously. And
Do you-
I honestly never expected anybody to go back to the Underdark. I was like, oh, cool. Next game,
Feels
then
so
it'll
big.
just be
Well, look, our other choices were 3 different types of dragons. Okay.
right. Yeah, I didn't roll those dice.
And then we got
We
to
did
to-
have shark people. Shark people
I
wasn't
voted for
on.
shark.
You did vote for shark
I
people.
voted for shark people.
That's not
Yeah.
the Sahuagin, is it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we had a chance to take a Sahuagin.
I'm bitter for my first character.
Yeah, but Drake is not. So
I know.
I
Sahuagin.
wanted the shark
Interesting.
people.
I never did.
Interesting.
Abigail still wants to tie one up and learn their language. That's it. Still what he wants
Like
to
I
do.
feel like Avagoy would want us to capture one.
Mm,
Like that.
I'll just learn his entire language for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's weird. Laura Boss, you got this.
Lorbots, take a week.
Jeez.
Or some
wow.
Andril.
Or Samandril. Considering none of them will learn Druidic, so.
Why do they not want to do that?
Oh no, because Matthew was saying that Druidic is not a real language.
It's a made up language.
It's a made-up language.
So is thieves camp not a
Technically,
real
they're
language?
all. Yeah, he
And
says
he
that
said
too.
Oh
thieves
my
can't.
god.
Next to Maddie and me, and we were like,
Why?
"You're just mad because you don't know it."
That's so funny. He knows too many languages.
Me and the trees are gonna talk shit
I
about
think
you.
he has all of
He
them.
does. He
All the ones
finished
from the
learning
book.
all the
Yeah.
PHP
That's what happens
languages.
when you can't play every few months. You're just like, what? I'll learn.
rank a man.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know Druidic, so no, he does not know everything.
Or thieves
You
camp.
can take Klingon on Duolingo. Matthew.
You can. You can.
That is a
The
language.
Duolingo's owl's like, "Where have you been?
That's
I noticed you haven't been here in a while." It's outside your window, like you're gonna learn. Donde está?
Thieves can't on Duolingo. What does this square inside a circle mean?
Jeez.
last week we went over that one.
Goodbye, crossbow expert. I don't need you.
Owl's just sharpening a knife outside your window.
I am so sorry. I'm really looking for.
We are-
Okay,
this.
we're having a good time shitting on
Weird.
Duolingo. But if Duolingo wants to sponsor us, we love you.
You know what else they
Listen.
have on Duolingo? High Valerian.
Really?
Oh,
Do they have Tagwan? Do they have Elvish?
I would
No, they
assume.
don't have Elvish on Duolingo.
Why the fuck would they have that and not
isn't it
Elvish?
just
Do you know
French?
what they do have? Other real languages worth learning.
I've learned.
I my friends and I
I've
learn Elvish and talk about people.
Jeez.
That's
You never
what I-
know what languages people speak. If I start speaking Spanish to someone and they speak Spanish, they're like, "I speak Spanish."
I've
Why
been
are you
on that
talking about me?"
lesson 1 Korean for 3 months.
I'm dying.
I'm pretty. I used it actually to brush up on like Hebrew. That was fun.
I learned
'Cause I-
Italian before I went to Italy.
Yeah, that's always good. I mean, like it's some good stuff. Duolingo.
The
Fun.
owl's mad at me though. I haven't done it in months. I get an email every now and then. It's like, "Where you been?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Hey, man.
Just like that, that you had that one date and it didn't go so well, but you didn't have you didn't talk to him really much again, and then like 4 months later, Hey. how you
I notice
been?
your dating profile's still up. My
Yeah.
dating profile's still up.
I'm so excited.
I notice you aren't fluent in Italian yet. I still know it. You wanna?
Vicious mockery and dissonant whispers are mine.
Mm.
Tasty. We like
I-
it.
I was like, what do I want?
So the one
I
thing I was
love Vicious
looking for.
Found it.
No.
Good.
So here's the thing. I found the list I was looking for. Right?
Yeah.
And I had put down for the players, they had pursued something, and I had told them all the things that they needed to find
Yes.
to be able to banish the demon princes.
Correct.
I didn't. Nobody updated it in the document that I put out. So
We don't know what we have.
Someone
Is
asked
that
Christine.
you guys have the one item,
Demogorgon.
the Demogorgon. I think it's a jawbone
mm-hmm.
or a jaw or a skull.
Something weird.
I think it's
yeah.
a skull because specifically Demogorgon has 2 heads.
And we need.
You
right.
needed, yeah, their
It was like a jawbone and like
Yeah.
a leg bone. Or
yeah,
something
it's
weird.
their followers developed 2 heads. So I know it was that one. I have an idea what I have an idea what 2 of the others
Almost
were.
like a mirror, almost like
A
It was
mirror.
a lot of
We can
weird
get those
stuff.
anywhere.
It was, yeah, it's all
yeah.
very specific to the individual demon princes. Those are moments that I hate. Like I love the format that we do. I love that we get a bunch of different players in. but there are times when I tell a specific player something, and then
You're like,
yeah,
"Oh,
there might be some other notes around. Who knows? And then if they get busy or they can't make it back,
yeah.
and then I'm like, well, my dumbass didn't write that down. That's my fault.
Cody's way of telling us
That's-
to take more notes.
No,
Amen.
it's Cody's way of admitting when he's a bad GM.
Demon Prince dowsing helmet. It's an
Hey,
amulet. I forgot we had that.
That's right. Yeah, you guys have
So-
that lets you know how far you are from the nearest demon prince.
And it, yep.
Maybe we should have that on always.
Speaking of dating apps,
What?
he's in my area. We have a lucrative new business idea.
Jeez.
What are you doing today? We're making new warlocks, actually. Let's see who's nearby. Let's go find them. You're about to get a patron, my young friend.
I just imagine the cameras following. Did we get a ping?
Quick, she's catching up. He's over there. Go, go.
Behind a bush, just hiding, watching.
Anyway, back to
Dating's changed.
We're very open.
You're not wrong.
All right. So
Poison goddess?
Let's do it.
Yeah, we want to say hi.
you guys head over to Farika's temple. It's nice. It is relatively open air. You can see that there's sort of like a greenhouse building attached to it.
Oh.
There are some sick people waiting to be healed and seen. And so part of it is very much like holistic pharmacy, and another part of it is sort of like clinic or hospital.
Okay.
And then there is sort of a main chamber. It looks like people don't come to Farika services per se.
Yeah.
Hers is a more interactive and open worship, more exchange.
Okay.
But in the area think of it as like a small Protestant church as far as like number of pews
Yeah.
per se. At the ends of each of the rows, there are little sort of fountains with a variety of kind of plants starting to kind of grow off of them.
Heather
There-
does the hokey pokey at the entrance for a second, like she like puts her foot in. Thanks, Anna. Okay, it's okay.
Your weapons don't start glowing.
Okay, no, I'm okay.
Miku's a kid in candy shop.
Yeah.
She is very excited to be here.
Very fast. This won't take long. Are there any kids in line that are sick?
Make a perception check.
Make a mom check.
Oh, nice. Mommy.
17.
Mommy.
17. Yeah, it looks like there's one kid that's probably about 7.
Okay.
They're with either his older brother or his dad's just young.
Okay.
And then there's a mom with a newborn
Okay.
who's kind of crying, and she's tending to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say a quick. I let my friends go on their way. As they make their way, I say, I see where you're going. I'll follow you. And I walk over to Line and say a quick prayer to I roll in my head, and I say, please tell her I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just want to help. And if I'm just gonna try, if it doesn't work, that's okay. Maybe it's something else. And I'm just gonna try lay on hands on the sick kids if the parents will let me. If there's any diseases that I could cure.
When you make a persuasion check.
Okay. Please. 14.
The dad seems okay.
Okay.
The kid's a little nervous.
Sure.
Just, you're,
I'm
you're
big.
new and big and spiky.
Yeah.
The woman is pleasant, but she knows
Of course.
it's not her first kid, and she knows some of the priestesses inside, and she
Of
would
course.
just feel better.
Absolutely. I
Meeting them.
understand.
But yeah, what do you try to do for the young boy?
I make myself smaller,
Mhm.
and I ask him to give me his hand if he is okay.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to use my lay on hands, which it's not anything fancy. It is just will cure a disease, and if he has multiple, I'll keep using it until I can
Mhm.
get rid of any common diseases that
Yeah,
he
it's
might
like
have.
Yeah.
5 points
It's
each
5
or
points
something.
each,
That's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll
That's
say you
nice.
go through like 10 points.
Okay.
And he he had some sort of allergic reaction. So one of
Sure.
them's for like poison, and then the other one he just had caught in a nothing terminal.
A kid bug.
Yeah.
They got
Yep.
plenty of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid
Just-
kid sickness.
Yeah.
Quick, like yinking.
Yeah. It takes maybe a minute, and it's and that is fairly familiar,
Mhm.
right? It's nothing terribly new.
Yeah.
And the boy feels better.
Good.
And his energy starts to perk up, and he's kind of like, do we have to stay? He's like, well, yes, we have to say thank you.
Mhm.
Like you don't just get to
Good
Mm.
dad.
you
Good
don't
dad.
get to just be healed and run away. Like you gotta pay the tithe and show deference.
Mhm.
It gives him a good lesson.
Yeah.
So
I say, listen to your dad, and I smile with my mouth closed. I don't want to show him my teeth. And then I go find my friends.
okay, great. Yeah, you guys make it inside. There is a someone tending to the little pews, the plants, and those sorts of things. And she'll come over, little gnomish girl. Tough to tell ages on gnomes. They live for so long. And she kind of comes over and looks up and, hello. If you're looking for the clinic, it's outside over on the side there.
Oh, hello. My name is Miko. These are my friends. We have come to. I have lots of questions I would like to ask you
Oh.
about poisons and about all the plants you have here. But
Okay.
she's gonna look at you guys and be like, "But we have a friend, friends, several of them that are very sick with some sort of new infection, and we were hoping we'd be able to talk to someone who knows about medicine and different types of poisons, because this is something we've never seen before. It's sort of a sentient myconid.
Something you
Oh.
want to know about.
That is, She follows mostly what you're saying. You get the feeling she just nods through. All right. Well, I think I know who you should speak to. Let me get them. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Thank you. She's gonna immediately start looking at the plants.
Yeah.
Do I see anything interesting?
Make a nature check.
17.
Most of the plants they're not terribly rare. They have good medicinal applications. They're parts and ingredients for different potions, anti-poisons, things like that. A couple of them, like wolfsbane, can be poisonous in larger quantities, things like that. But it looks as though these particular plants are tended to pretty regularly. They are well groomed and shaped and definitely bonsai'd, for lack of a better idea or word.
She's just telling each and every one what good boys they are.
Good boys.
That's good.
Boy plant.
The gnomish woman comes back out. She has a dwarvish woman with her, and she'll come out and introduce herself. She's got sort of brown, flat sort of hair, not nearly as wild or robust as most dwarves. She comes. Hello there. I'm Head Mother Dina. What can I do for you all?
You're the one who knows about the poisons?
I know a fair amount. The lady has done well to teach and bless me, but what do you need? What is your interest in such things?
Stay on target.
Can I make a history check?
Mm-hmm. For what?
How old is this goddess?
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it. I'll take history or religion.
Ooh. Ooh, which one? Oh, history. That's like 15.
15. Yeah, Farrakha is. So you know the story of Albrecht,
Mhm.
and you know the beginning of the Republic.
Mhm.
So when they put all the gods together, the first five, Anila, Sathsa, Reberos, Branos,
Right.
and Helion, those were aspects that all societies had and worshipped.
Mhm.
So those were the first five. Within a few decades, maybe 100 years, the rest of the pantheon filled out.
Right.
So she is a part of that second gen.
Okay. So, but she didn't come from nowhere.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm just associating too hard. My brain's like, she. Oh God.
So what are you associating?
She's dealing with poisons and all this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Could she have known demon princes?
The deities
Do they
have
not?
in a variety of forms. The deities do interact and know of other celestial bodies.
That's what I want to know.
So make me a religion check.
Okay. Ooh, acid. Oh, religion is an R. 12.
12.
Mhm.
And make me an arcana check.
Arcana. Oh, plus 18.
18. Nice. Okay. So
I
there.
just don't want any surprises, guys.
I got you. Yeah. I got you. What you're worried about, I don't think is
Good.
is applicable.
Thank
But
you.
since you have rolled, allow me. You from your readings, and even just the last ledger,
Mhm.
you are aware that there are multiple planes. You guys have been to some of the higher planes. You've been to, at least people associated with you have been to the near planes. You guys haven't really visited any of the elemental planes. But one of the things that you also do know, when you start to travel the other planes, you run into travelers from other prime material planes.
Right.
So deities tend to be reflections of the prime material planes.
Okay.
They tend to be reflections of the people that worship them. The demon princes are more primal, more primordial.
Primordial, right?
They in certain planes, they don't exist.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
In planes that have their own versions of them, they don't exist. That's why it's near impossible to get rid of them, because even if you kill everybody that knows about them here, somewhere else
Right.
Somebody.
people still know and worship them.
Mhm.
Right. So that they are more ideas than physical things.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with the devils.
Yeah.
And Asmodeus, who rules the nine hells, has many other names. And depending on your
that's
prime
where my
material
brain was.
plane, they may believe that a different devil is sits at the
Right.
head of that
Yeah.
order, right? And you'll find a lot of those names, Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, all of those sorts of things are, as far as you guys know, accounted in as a ruler of one of the levels.
Yeah.
So it's all sort of it's ruled by perception. Your plane is very specific because two things. Because of all, at least Rotom is very specific because of Albrecht's crusade.
Right.
Because he took all the racial gods and all those other deities and he crammed them all together. He specifically didn't include the race's versions of devils and demons. He didn't include, so if he went through Norse mythology,
Right.
he doesn't include the frost giants and Loki.
Mm.
He's like, nah, we don't need that shit in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his, and that's part of Albrecht's crusade. That's why you guys have very specific deities, but you have very generic demons and devils.
Totally.
Got it.
Because
That helps a lot.
their ideas will continue to persist, but because the people of Rotom have not renamed them
Right.
or have not shaped them based on their beliefs,
Right.
yeah, based on their mythologies,
Bad.
then you just get the generic versions.
Right.
That is good, man. I am lore dumping today. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that is
a
a very fancy explanation for Cody not taking the time to make devils.
Cool.
Stop.
Okay.
Get out of my way.
Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I mean,
I
No,
like
it makes
that.
sense. It's cool.
Yeah.
I felt good about it.
it happens. So no, Farrakha is
Farrakha's Farrakha, and I
Farrakha-
can.
right. Farrakha is Farrakha, and all of the deities, even the troublesome ones that are a part of Rotom, all serve a purpose for the people and aid their life in some way. Even Maleficos, who is slaughter and the negative aspects of war, he is an outlet for those murderous and vicious tendencies. He is a place for that to reside. So, poisons.
Yes, so I would, just so I don't have to repeat everything, I would recount to her what is going on
Okay.
with the
Yeah.
myconids and
Yeah.
stuff. And also say I also have some very personal questions about the poisons and a few other things I would like to speak to you afterwards, please.
Okay. Everybody roll me a percentile.
Also, we're being very rude. What is your name?
Oh, this is
Dina.
Dina. Yeah,
No? Okay.
I said it. Yeah. I was trying to remember her title.
Jesus.
I didn't call her Mother Superior.
No,
No,
mother.
Den mother.
Den
You said
mother.
Den.
Yeah, so
Hen mother. Dina.
82.
82,
34.
34,
65.
7. Okay.
You were just no percentiles today.
No,
Get out.
percentiles aren't helping.
Dina, I will sum up for you for Dina. Dina does not know much about myconids. She knows that some followers of Farrakha at one point had convinced a few myconids to join the order a couple of hundred years ago, and they tried to use them as living plants to like help grow other plants. It didn't work out. They're not suited for surface life, but they lived a happy existence and passed peacefully.
So you can speak to them then, yes?
She doesn't know. She specifically has to go back and like read through the books, and it is only through being infected with their spores that you can communicate with them, or speak with plants may also work.
Okay.
good.
that
You gotta get infected. No, just-
No.
but that they don't have a language naturally.
Mhm.
And she'll let you kind of look over the account of it. It's an odd experiment that they do. You get the feeling that Farrakhan supplicants have something of a scientific method to their madness.
Mm.
Things are tested and attempted and practiced. That they believe it is a deeply personal effort, both healing and poisoning. And it's a very thin line between the two. So they're very much of the mind of like tailoring things to their subject, for lack of a better term. So as far as the myconids go and them as a disease, they don't have a lot of information.
Mhm.
They know that they would be the ones that once you guys have found like a cure or worked something out,
Okay.
that you would go here and in a month they could probably adjust lesser restoration and greater restoration to
hear that.
impact these
Okay.
this thing.
If it becomes a big enough problem,
Yeah.
then we
Right.
need to know.
That
Yeah.
that's something
So,
that
Yikes,
that-
it's getting to people.
yeah. And they would be the ones to disseminate that
Okay,
that
good to know.
cure
Okay.
through the empire.
Right.
So we've specifically talked about the myconids.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're in a house of religious, specificities, I guess.
Mhm.
I would like to openly say out loud to, forgot the goddess's name, not
Farrakhan.
Farrakhan.
Everyone. Eric.
I'm not trying to insult you when I mention this. And then I explained to her my research on the demon side of it
Mm-hmm.
and say, is there any information? And I'm saying it to Dina, but I'm kind of looking up. Sure. Is there any
Yeah.
information about this we should be worried about?
Yeah, roll me another percentile. Yeah, everybody.
I'm openly speaking to a god. We will
Absolutely.
see.
That's
Dang. 35. One.
Ooh.
A 2?
a 2. Yes.
You rolled worse than my 7.
a 2. I did.
74.
I rolled a 95.
She's way too
I'm
distracted
trying to
right
get
now.
close. I'm trying to.
So
Taste it.
I
I
will
want your people to die.
let you know that there, as you are speaking with her, and it seems to be Dina continues to speak to her, but you start to, your vision starts to blur just a little bit. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh,
A 17 plus 7.
24.
Yeah, 24.
Okay. Yeah, your vision starts to blur, and as you're looking at Dina, you see this sort of iridescent snake that coils up Dina's leg and around her waist, and like over around her neck, and as it does, Dina's voice sort of changes in your mind, and when the head of the snake passes around her neck the last time, the tail sort of disappears. It slips from view,
Do we see this?
and you know it's just him.
Enjoy living my dream.
You get to
I'm
talk to the
a
poison
little
goddess,
scared. I'm a
whatever.
little scared.
God.
No, it's
Okay,
fine.
which one?
you guys
Disrespectful.
are hearing
Her talk, yeah.
Dina talk, and
I definitely don't lose focus.
yeah,
I mean,
you guys can make insight checks for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on.
No. 13.
I'll give you advantage because you're a paladin.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
Cool.
It's the one goddess I want to fight.
Nope, that was worse.
Okay.
It's a really good day for me.
Nezra, what did you end up with? 13?
What did I say? 13.
13?
No, that was better. 15. That
15.
was better. Sorry.
Okay, good. I will say you know what it's like to feel sort of inspiration or like an instinctual recall
Mm.
of memory, and it is sort of it is often attributed to the guiding hand of one's deity.
Sure.
And you get the feeling she's having a similar moment.
Okay.
Because she, like, you guys can see, you two probably think it's just the way Dina is. You notice that, like, she sort of loses a little bit of focus, but she's definitely, like, looking at something. And she, even for her sake, she's just doing like a mind palace sort of thing. But for some reason,
The
she's
words are
like,
coming to her, but she doesn't know where from.
I remember. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like we did this in seminary school, lesson 1.
Yeah.
Do we hit a hiccup? We're
Should we good? Should we
It's
good?
fine on here.
All right.
I would say Miku doesn't see it because if anyone sees this, she's off to the side a little bit, having a very agitated conversation with herself.
okay.
Well, I'd say argument with herself.
Okay. So Dina begins to think about it, and she goes, yes, there is something about that.
Mm.
I know that my lady had I dealt with with Horizon Walkers that had she goes on to recount Farrakha has very little love for Zugtmoy because she had, in this particular incident, passed off her fungal life, this sort of spreading cancerous disease, as a panacea, and had attempted to infiltrate her order and use these this drug to find a foothold in the empire. Farrakha is familiar with, remembers, and does not like Zugtmoy. However, that is attributed to cultists of Zugtmoy, not the physical manifestation
Right. But still,
of her.
that's a play against her regardless.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and from my personal memory, a cultist is working for, and sometimes they have a piece of the demon princes somehow.
Yes.
So for the Demogorgon, it was the extra head of the thing.
Yes.
Sometimes they have something that they like
Right.
worship,
Yeah.
and that's good
Yeah.
to know on that end as
Yeah.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she encountered Horizon Walkers, but did she say
Horizon
did she
Walkers
mention-
are
Rangers? They're
they're a type of ranger.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But did she mention where she encountered this?
It had started in the heart of the empire, and it is a disease that she had once cut out, and she does not want to see take root
Right.
again.
Nice.
Okay.
I want a goddess on my side, y'all.
Yeah.
Pass out a game, but
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
she
that-
I
is.
want that on my side.
She is
She's
very
fought
much
this before,
against that. She also does not like the idea of a disease that she cannot
Cure.
cure.
Sure.
Uh-huh. So
yeah.
does she finish? I don't want to interrupt her
No,
at
no,
all.
she
I'm
does.
like,
Yeah.
mhm.
She does. Yeah. She does.
When I'm gonna make not a vow because I'm not this type of religious person, and I have my own reasons, but I would like to impart upon her, and I know this might sound crazy for you guys, but Farrakha, would you like me to try and help you stop this?
It was Dina.
Yes. One moment.
There is a you just feel your skin kind of and your body from the inside sort of like when you take a drink of strong liquor or like a very heavy medicine, like you get that sort of pit in your stomach, medicine stomach, but then your skin sort of goes flush. And it is not an entirely unpleasant experience, but it is one that feels very much in the affirmative to you.
Understood. Thank you, Farrakha. We will try our best to help you with this.
Yeah.
Is there anything you need from us? I'm not trying to ask for favors.
There
Just
is
asking out loud.
no.
There's a
There
snake on this lady's head.
she
my question.
does.
Maybe I'm part upon the potions, and I am a poison.
Right,
alchemist,
right.
Like
There, I will say that there is
I don't know.
there is a formula that sort of comes to you.
Yes.
Um, that some of the flowers you have not heard of, but
But
it
still.
is essentially like a fire fungal pesticide or weed killer. But it is, to be clear, that is not going to help your friends.
No, I would
That
never
is-
put fire inside their body.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean,
Some people might. Some people might.
we're just drinking Fireball now.
It's literally just fireball.
Yeah, that's it. All the time, all the
Flowers.
Fireballs.
With the sunshine.
Ah,
So I may have to like research these flowers and find them myself, but it's new.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Don't worry, I'll tell you. You're gonna know. As that kind of washes over me, I want to bow my head and close my eyes and
Yeah.
reverence.
Yeah. Dina will
Gratefulness.
shift her attention back to Miku, who had been leading the conversation, but had at some point sort of twisted off to
Yeah.
argue with herself. and I'm sorry, dear. Did you have other questions? You said you had wanted to speak to me.
She's gonna she looks like she's arguing, and then almost like she doesn't want to, she's gonna whip round at her and ask, what do you know about Venom's bite?
What do I know about
I've never heard of it. Is it a new type of poison?
You've never heard of them before? Black dragons up in the choking bogs up north?
Oh, I actually know very little of dragons. I do my best to avoid them, to be honest.
Who here would know? You know poisons, yes?
Yes.
Who would know about this here?
I'm the most knowledgeable of poisons here.
She's gonna shake her head. She's gonna start to say something, and it's gonna catch, and then she's gonna come back and say, "I'm very sorry about that. I'm just looking for information about a certain thing. It is all right if you don't know about them. It is very hard to find the venom's bite. But do you know anyone perhaps who would know about a black dragon breath being used as a poison, or perhaps a way to find an antidote?"
Black dragons are quite dangerous. It's acid based, so without a sample, I could attempt to create some form of neutralizing agent, but I can't say how safe it would be for consumption.
Okay.
To take an acid and make it into a poison is
Well,
a
this is not exactly regular black dragon. It is more, well, they worship more of a perversion
Mm.
of a regular poison god. I was just wondering if you'd ever heard about it.
I'm sorry, no.
That is all right. Also, do you have any wyvern poison?
Let's go step.
Good. No, I'm sorry. We primarily deal in plant-based poisons. We don't have quite enough room to house such a large animal as a
sense.
wyvern. But I've heard that a few of them have returned to Wyvern's Peak recently, but Of course, it is under eternal night, so it is difficult to hunt them.
Got it. Okay. Would you be able to do anything with sea fire coral?
Oh,
Would you like some? I have some. I realize that it is sort of a rare thing. And
it is
I'd like some.
absolutely rare. That would be delightful. Yes,
I would like to offer it to Ferrica, if
Oh.
that is all right.
that would be a tremendous offering. That would be utterly wonderful.
Okay. Thank you for your help. I know it was a difficult question.
Oh.
I did not know if you were going to know or not, but
Mm,
never
I
hurts to ask.
apologize that I didn't know more.
That is okay.
She'll go and prepare like a ocean sort of like terrarium for the sea fire coral,
Mhm.
and there's a small ritual, but it is accepted well. So
Yes, I'd like to offer it to Ferrica, and then she doesn't really know how gods work, but
Mhm.
just sort of ask her in her head to just keep an eye out for these ones I mentioned, the venom spite. They are poison, but bad poison.
yeah, you after your offering, you definitely feel sort of the type of squeeze around your legs and torso that you suspect like a large snake might
She smiles,
press upon you.
very happy.
And you know about them large snakes because you
Yes,
conjure
I
them.
do.
It's the whole thing.
But she suppresses
Dead
the urge to
snakes.
summon her snakes.
No!
She's like, oh no, I probably shouldn't, but I want to.
Growth. That's growth.
That's
Being-
Yeah.
I can also do snakes. No, not the place.
Now.
So I don't want to like yell about a goddess all up in this room,
Mhm.
but I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I've got information that might help us. So while you were having that last piece of conversation, I had written down flowers, specific, like very specific things.
Mhm.
And I ask, do you have any of these here before I leave?
Oh yes, could we see the greenhouse?
You guys can
Just
go through
even
the
one or
greenhouse.
two. It doesn't.
Yeah, the basics. I will say, other than the ultra rare ingredients,
Mhm.
they have most of the base ingredients.
Awesome.
So you can pick those up. They consider it fair trade for the sea fire coral.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Um,
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are
Not the rare stuff, but
Right.
it's still a beginning
The
to
rest
stuff
of
that
that
I didn't
stuff.
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
There, I'm gonna say there's probably like 2 or 3 specifically rare flowers.
Not that we need to waste the time with this now, but the ingredients at some point, can you say what you would like me to find to make that work?
Absolutely. Do text me, message me, remind me
Mhm.
because I will forget.
I will write this down
Okay.
right now.
Thank you.
I'd also like to kind of chat with them about poisoning, and because I'm poison proficient, that's like my thing.
Yeah.
So I would like to just kind of have like little conversations with them about any techniques that they know, with like making antidotes out of them, or any
Okay.
like rare things that they found, or
Yeah. So most of the antidotes can't fix the initial damage that poison may deal, but it can remove lingering effects or the poison condition that comes with us. But yeah, they will go over with you, and especially because you're proficient in both herbalism and poisoning
and medicine.
and medicine, you can create. If you know how to make the poison, you can you'll be able to create an antidote. For
Okay.
it.
Do they have any information on creating paradots of poison?
Is that a magical item?
I think yes. It protects you from poison. You can't. Any effects of poison have no effect on you, because I gave the one that I have to Temple. So I'm just curious.
Paired out of health.
Poison.
Poison.
Bunch of gnomes running around like Paradox.
Paired out? What's it? I only got this. I only got the one.
Dot of poison.
I am looking up the item just to see like its rarity.
Because if there would be a way to be able to learn how to make that, she would want to do that.
Yes.
Because now that she
Periaptic
remembers
proof against poison.
that one.
It is rare.
Okay.
So I will say yeah, they can give you the basic idea. You'll need to gather the components for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think crafting a rare item takes weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Takes like a month, I think, or maybe more. But yeah, they can give you the base. You'll need to get some poison glands from some dangerous poisonous creatures.
You gotta let me know about that because artificers can do stuff at halftime.
Ooh,
So if you
Which
need
is
help,
great.
it's crafting.
Yeah.
Right?
Cool.
So just
Absolutely.
remind me.
yeah, because
And
now
I
that
can help
she
you work with
remembers
it.
a little bit more, it is on her mind consistently.
And it's
Okay.
cheaper for me too.
Good.
That's important.
Yep.
Use me.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's
That's
very
cool.
good to know.
As a thank you, would it be all right if I gave a little bit more life to your plants?
Of course.
I want to cast plant growth on their greenhouse.
Hell
Yeah.
Nice.
I love playing group.
Absolutely.
And I'd also like to ask, do you have any, I don't know, little symbols or little things I could perhaps carry with me for Erica?
Yeah, they will get you a holy symbol of Farrakha.
I'm crying.
Yes, I feel like we would be very good friends.
I suspect you would.
She's also gonna go over and take a piece of bark and put it on the offering thing too.
Okay. Great. Yeah. She
If
gets
she-
it for you and brings it over. So
If
yeah.
I had a camera, it would be first day of school up in here. And that's what you look
Oh.
so good with your holy symbol on. Cling, cling.
I love
Oh, that smile, because smile.
This is the first god because she's with, the unnamed god and with the the
Mhm.
nature spirits and stuff. But this is the first goddess where she's like, I am very interested in this.
Right.
She sounds like she'd be my best friend.
I
like
cannot
her.
wait to tell you then.
Yes.
I haven't said it yet. I'm just like, it's real. I talked to one.
All right.
A representation of. Spoke
So
to.
after you guys depart,
Mhm.
you are welcome to spring the news.
Miku.
Yes.
Miku, I know how you like snakes.
I do. I love them so much. Would you like to see mine?
Not at the moment,
Okay.
but can I tell you a story about a snake?
Oh, I love
And
stories.
he's gonna recount it, the eyes thing, the whole wrapped up around Dina thing, and he's gonna be like, "Girl."
She was
Girl.
Yeah.
She kept some of the teeth from Nether. She's like, girl.
and he play by play gives it to you as we're walking,
So you saw her. You got to speak to her.
and, a representation really, but I felt. So when he talks about how he feels, his brain kind of twitches for a second,
Feelings are tough. I know.
and then he gets a little solemn for a personal reason, and then he goes, "But yes, I spoke to her," and then he's gonna reveal the list to you
Yes.
and be like, "If you ever find any of these on the way," and then he talks about the fungal, what is it, fire fungal pesticide,
Got it?
but you probably shouldn't feed it to our friends.
Okay, do not feed it to
Do
friends.
not
Got
feed
it.
to friends. And now that is something that we at least can
Right,
try to
yeah.
figure out. We might have to test it. He's got his goggles. He's like, maybe we can blow shit up. So,
It's very
but
exciting,
he
it's
does
so-
impart it to everyone, but he mostly gives the goddess part to
Yes.
you.
Did she give you a hug too? Because I think she gave me a hug.
I'm not very much of a hugger. And I don't know if I wanted to be hugged by a snake, but
Oh, it is the best kind of hug.
is maybe later with one of your big snakes.
Yes, they can all give you
can-
hugs. Okay.
Well, maybe not all. 8 snakes,
Okay, just one at a time.
one snake at a time.
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you for letting me know about this. I will
Of course.
remember the name of these and do my best to find them.
Mhm. And now everyone.
There you go.
Goddesses are terrifying. She was
Pretty
sweet. She was
cool.
nice. She wants our help. I forgot to mention that. She wants our help. She
Yeah.
thinks this would
I
be
trust that you
very
use it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good for us to get rid of the Zaktijumun.
Zagmoy.
Zagmoy.
So everyone seems to be
Bourgeois.
on our side about that then.
No Zaktijumun.
Mhm.
Oh, and I mentioned the last time we saw them on whatever the cultists.
Ah,
I don't remember if we said anything specific about that. I'm so sorry.
So do we
Horizon Walkers, Panacea. I mentioned all that stuff.
Yes, Nezra?
do we have
Part
a
of the Empire.
clearer plan of how we're supposed to help our friends? Sorry, there's just a lot of information. I'm not really an information person, so how do we put this all together?
I think if we can find enough actual material to utilize with Farrakhan's people, we can find an antidote to help our friends. But we need, and then he kind of goes into like the cultists maybe. And then I've learned this now that the demon princes and all that stuff. I mean, that's a lot of information for me to probably take in. We still have to talk to
Jeremy.
to get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I think we need to speak to Jeremy and see where this all connects.
let's go do that.
Yes.
And we also can probably, well, Miku can speak possibly to the spores themselves
Yes.
inside of
Possibly.
our
Do we
friends.
need to get the demon princess involved if we have the list of things to help with the priestesses?
I only know that it is a fire fungal pesticide. I'm assuming it has to do with stuff on the outside of the body. We still need
Yes.
some more information. So
And figure out how to get rid of all of
the
it.
inside of
Yes, and the rest of it so it does not spread to the rest of these people.
On to
Wherever Jeremy is.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Walking.
Yeah. Where would you like to talk to him? Would you like to talk to him on a boat or at the Warhound and the World's Peace?
Oh, the Warhound. That'd be fun.
I like that idea.
Both are secure.
Okay, that's the question.
For
yes.
yeah. If,
Warhound and the World's
Look,
Pieces are secure.
Last time Drake thought a place was secure, he got captured and was put into jail.
that is true.
Drake's kind of like, is it secure?
As-
No, it's very secure. We're fine.
Let me say they are equally secure.
Okay,
We're
yes.
perfectly fine.
I'll stand guard.
I was gonna say
You
he'll-
do the talking. I look for the fucking people.
I would like to look through people. So when we get there, inside their bodies, no, I'm just kidding. I would like to at least double check faces, maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah. You are mostly familiar with the people that are in here. You know a fair number of them are
Kyle,
yeah,
good to see you.
they are Drake, welcome back.
No problem. How's the wife and kid?
Well, the wife is great. The kids are loud.
I offer him a poison, but it's really just a sleepy drought, you know?
Yeah.
Big kid boy.
Oh,
For later, maybe.
much appreciated.
And rest a little.
Of course. Yeah, you know, I will say 95% of the people that are in here, you know that most of those people are members of the South Moon Brotherhood.
Perfect. That's
they-
very good. Yes.
They are in their traditional undercover guard positions. So yeah, this is as secure as a place can be for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. He's worried now. about
And
everything.
is
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeremy just
That's,
chilling out?
that's what happens after you get out of prison.
Bet.
More abs.
I
What
mean,
do you
no
think?
reason not to trust Jeremy, right? We're good. We're still
Yeah,
good. Okay.
Jeremy.
I mean,
We got him out
Jeremy's
of that
our
mess.
I know.
I mean-
I just.
He even tried to warn us when we were like, he was like, "This is a bad idea," and like, sweet.
nobody listened.
We keep thinking he's a doppelganger, but he's not
Yeah.
a doppelganger. But
Okay. Yeah, that's what basically.
not
I'm
so
like,
far.
Yeah.
We
So-
still haven't found a word. I think we have to like prick him or something word.
Mhm.
Moonbeam. You guys
Would you
finally
like
read the
me to cast
moonbeam, spell.
Moonbeam?
Have we moonbeamed him recently?
It's kind of dark in here. Mika. Oh, that's so helpful, right?
You know it is feeling it.
We'll heal him back up afterwards. Be like, my bad.
He's been through a lot with us. I'm sure he's just as wary of us as we
Freaking
are.
orbital laser coming.
Honestly.
Is he
In the middle of a bar, you know.
Did you ever get him a new hat?
No.
Oh my god! Okay, so when we were on the way back, I looked for a hat for him because he was the thing that
Let's
started
do
this
it.
whole hat thing.
Let's
So
do it.
Did I
Okay.
find a
Please
hat?
find a
Make
roll.
investigation
Let's look for
checks.
hats.
Everyone look for hats.
Oh, we're finding a freaking hat.
Yeah, I got a
Oh.
5.
Unnatural
Was it
20.
Perception, you said?
Investigation.
Investigation. So that's a 15.
Natural 20, 5, 15,
23.
23. Yeah, absolutely. You guys,
Fond in my
find.
hat.
You do find
Cowboy hat.
a milliner.
Anything that looks like his old hat that got destroyed.
I want an
Um,
upgrade.
You want an upgrade?
But I want it to look like kind of similar, but like
I don't care if it has a
different.
feather.
But like
So-
better.
I need an
Yeah.
upgrade. Yeah. Yes, similar, but
similar, but like
I'm willing to put down.
fancy.
Okay. Remind me, what kind of hat did he have?
Didn't he have like a sailor, like a sailor captain's-y
Like one of them
tricorny kind of
tricorny,
like
yeah.
hat? Yeah.
Because
Like,
he-
Tricorn or like the Commodore with the one side up.
it wasn't. Yeah, I
Oh.
think
I don't remember that.
I want it to look like that.
Okay, so you want the French Musketeer one
Yes.
side up hat?
For sure.
Get him that fancy feather.
Big
in
ass
there.
feather.
Okay,
I want
that feather.
blue
Not
and
fancy.
silver.
Okay.
I'm slowly hatting this entire. I've got Hal, I've got Portia, I got Tybalt.
I ain't mad at it.
Okay.
I ain't mad.
Lundist, how would you like this hat?
Elvis
What-
is next.
That actually is a good opener. So, Jeremy,
Yeah.
we have a few questions for you, but we don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
So I got you a
we
hat.
brought a gift.
Oh.
Would you like to try it on?
Yeah,
right now?
Sure. Let me see it.
Yes, she's gonna bound over and put it on his head.
Oh, it's bigger.
Yes. Do you like it?
I
That's what she
do.
said.
And he reaches up and he'll touch the
Aw.
feather. He's like, oh.
I love
He kind of
that.
looks at the feather and it's what color? What color
What
is
color
the
are
feather?
his eyes?
Ooh, I want to say they're blue.
The ocean after a storm.
Jesus Christ. Please fall in love with Jeremy. We all have.
I finally found the face claim I wanted for Jeremy. We do have an art piece of Jeremy as
There's a piece.
well. I will pull it up.
Guys,
Um,
and this is just out there into the universe. Look, we've loved Jeremy for almost 2.5 years now. And he started as like a 17-year-old boy with like an assignment. Here, hey, can you watch this boat? He led a revolution.
Good
He's
for
been in
Jeremy.
jail.
Good
He
for
got
him.
skinty because he was in jail. I was worried.
Skinty queen.
I was skinty queen.
And now he's got his hat.
And now
Yes, he
he's
did.
free. He's out of the Empire's clutches for now. So we want to take care of him.
Okay. All
I
I'm
still
there's-
want to moonbeam his
there's,
body, but
all I'm saying
that's the best of his.
is that
like,
I've met
just for a
him
face.
once and he
Oh!
betrayed the K. Yeah.
Will
beautiful
Ospreay.
fucking man.
Okay.
Jeez.
We saying he has blue eyes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The feather is the exact shade of his
Oh,
eyes.
and in fact, Will Ospreay does have blue eyes.
Boom.
So yeah,
killing
yeah,
it.
that is his.
You
that is
got
his
wrapped
face
up in
claim.
weirdness with Jeremy.
Yeah, I've met him once and he was the bait for like an entire Empire Guards thing
Mhm.
coming and
Oh, right.
snatching everyone, and then it took me a month to escape.
There it is.
Yeah,
So
Oh, you were traveling through the woods and shit, right?
Yeah, with me and
Those
Jim
were
on
some crazy
Fire,
rolls.
that's right.
who
Jim Avire.
is Jim of Fire, who has who was just like, this shit was too much.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, Jim never came back. I think we scared Jim away.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a flying spider with him for like a long time. So
He did. Me and Jim got along.
we did our best.
We made it through a month. But
So,
Yeah.
Jeremy, how's he feeling with this new fashion on his face? His head.
Hey, Jeremy's got a
He's been rolling with them punches.
yeah,
He's been rolling with them
Yeah.
for a while now.
yeah. I will say you get the feeling because he was with you in Dreadhold.
mhm.
And
His Dreadhold's spirits were not good. He was not in a good place. I'll say the time off seems to have done him well.
Good.
It looks as though he has spent time in either the breaks or the Forbidden Empire, Forbidden Kingdom beyond that, basically the East. But
and maybe he's at least feeling better.
yeah, he's been rejuvenated. The summer break was good for him.
Well, guess what, Jeremy? You're never gonna believe this shit.
Welcome back.
I don't know. I end up believing a lot.
Well, that is good because we've got a lot to tell you.
All right.
So for time,
Sure.
lore dump. Look at all these things.
Yes.
Look at this list.
Yes.
Look at the things that we found. I read a language.
What's this? There's
Zuctmoid.
mushrooms everywhere.
Yeah, Zuctmoid, and that's where I'll be like, Mer, can you give us the info on the Zuctmoid guy, lady?
Google search demon prince question mark.
Memories. All alone in the moonbeam.
Now!
Oh God, I'm sorry.
That's what that movie needs. Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Fix them all.
These doppelgangers.
It's all shape changers.
Yeah,
so,
Doppelgangers gone
so-
wrong.
so those cats would be.
Wait, fix
Yep.
it.
We're,
Yep.
No more.
What was the problem with the cats? There's not enough moonbeam. We need more moonbeam.
More moonbeam.
Or moonbeam.
Oh my God.
You said Tybalt would have known at least a little bit too. That would
I
help.
knew of, but Jeremy,
Not enough.
anything
More, yeah.
Tybalt knows Jeremy.
Okay, I didn't know if
So,
he would have known anything.
Not
to add to
different.
it. Okay.
Yeah, not different.
The
'cause-
most, the most we can get, the best.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, because roll me a percentile, please. Everybody roll me a percentile.
Everybody.
So-
Oh.
73.
81.
Ooh.
13.
0?
That's
Yeah, that's
100.
100. That's
100.
100.
Hundo, baby, hundo.
What are these rules?
Baby, hundo.
That's great.
Jeremy, wake up. Whatever you need to, I will massage. Whatever makes him feel like energized.
Mhm.
Open up all the shops.
Maybe I'll pop. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll pop up something, one of my vials, and be like, smell, and they're like, ooh, my airways are just clear.
So there is
What asthma?
Tell us.
Geez,
Jeremy.
100.
the so we had been monitoring the situation in the Underdark for a while. Shadow Thumb, delegate from the Adamantine Fortress, kept us up to date on many of the going-ons. We know a sad little, but I have been able to keep tabs on some things. I have been able to keep contact with a few of my old friends, both in Sanctum and in the Empire. The Demon Lords have spread across the Underdark. And we knew some months ago that a number of devilish incursions and summonings had begun beneath the northern mountains. They were an effort, an attempt to counteract the demonic presence. We know now that much of the Underdark is claimed by one demon prince or another. They have begun infighting, and there are a far few holdouts. The Adamantine Fortress has become nearly untenable, and we fear at least some 5-6 months ago, before I was arrested, we knew that evacuating the Adamantine Fortress and collapsing the mountain on top of it was something that we would most likely need to do. I don't know if it's been done. I don't know what the status of that is.
Okay.
I do know that the Anarch, the Gith Sarai, that was holding the place together, had offered an exit strategy once we had moved to the Zerfniblin out of the fortress. There was still debate as to what to do. There were rumors that Imperial forces were working through the dwarves in the north, and with even devilishly aligned ones to work across the earthbound sea. I know one of the demon lords held the greatest city of trade we had contact with in the Underdark. I don't know if that still holds or if the Empire and the dwarves were able to reclaim it, and maybe under devilish control as well.
With the Reshkin, though?
No.
No.
No, Areshki was working to remove the dwarven influence.
From the devils, from the dwarves.
Yes, the devilish influence from the dwarves. She might have slightly more up-to-date news, but I honestly think I'm probably the best connected among them. There is one bit of good news. We do know that there was a foothold established far in the south. A group of Oathkeepers that had descended into the Underdark many years ago had begun in the south, and we believe that they have been able to either banish or defeat
Eduardo knows. Drake does not. Fuck. It's a trick. It's a tease.
I apologize. I'm trying to remember the name.
No, you're
It's a
fine.
lot. No,
So these Oathkeepers had been missing for a while, and there was a guy. Forgive me, I forgot his name off the top of my
Greer.
head. Greer. That we visited, and we were like, "We'll come back."
Boy, yep.
But his people were missing, and he was staying there. They had been down in the Underdark for forever. For Eduardo,
Mhm.
is this recent news that they're still alive?
Yes.
Fuck.
Cool.
Dropping bombs. Abigail's got to hear about it someday.
Yep.
We are.
So I could tell Greer.
We believe that they have banished or defeated the farthest south of them, one Graz.
Oh, okay. The demon prince.
Mhm.
Okay. That's the hard one. Grazd? Grazd.
GRAZ''ZT.
Oh, that's close.
So one down.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Grazd.
Mhm.
Thank you.
We know the ones that are Yenago
Yes.
and Baphomet have been banished.
Nice.
Those were they have been banished
Okay.
by you guys by accident. That's when Ludus came back.
Cool. Okay.
Oh, that was
Finish
at,
demon, get Ludus.
that was at 100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when that thing disappears, it takes all extraplanar beings within 100 miles with it.
Badass.
And they were within 100 miles.
That's three
so-
of them. Three
yeah.
of the 9? 7?
Um,
How many princes?
one's left unaccounted for.
No,
I will tell you now.
thank you so much, my friend.
Fraz Erblu.
Dang it.
Yep. That's the one we were.
He's the guy that owns the city. But you don't know if he's still alive.
City
Next
owner.
level, I get banishment. 13.
So you don't know about Fraz Erblu. You know Baphomet's been banished. Demogorgon is definitely down there.
Great.
And guys,
Grast has been banished.
which one was that? I'm sorry.
Grast.
Grast.
Dweeblix, Jeremy does not know about. You
But
guys
we
know.
know where he is.
I would like to share that information.
You know that somebody has him. You don't know physically where.
No,
Fucking
but he's
doppelgangers.
not in the Underdark trying to
Mhm.
Yeah.
take over.
And the one that we are dealing with now.
When you said you share that information with Jeremy. When you do, that's odd. We had known that Dweeblix. We had thought him to be beneath the adamantine fortress in some of the deeper portions. That's why they were dealing with so many ooze incursions.
No, not huh. Go on.
That's all I know.
No.
That's what happened to Shadow Thumb's father.
Did someone
Dubbed himself-
doppelganger Weeblanks? What's going on?
They Shadow Thumb's father became referred to himself as the Ooze King.
Yes, he did.
Well, great.
So you know where Dweeblix was.
All right.
You know somehow they got a hold of him.
And he ended up in Dread.
Well, you don't know where Dweeblix is. The information made it
Right,
to Dreadhold.
right.
But Dreadhold was under lunacy control, so that information could have been made there anyway.
So
Sorry,
Lunacy
that's-
could have Dreadlex. Awesome.
That's something that I'm not. Just to clear up.
Yeah.
In Dreadhold.
Yeah.
In the Ruby Dragon's cage.
Yeah.
Blex.
Yeah.
What is who is? Were those all just changing?
Ablex.
A Blex.
Yes. Oblex.
Oblex.
And there are many different types of them.
Okay.
Cool.
They are monsters. They are creatures.
Not
They are not.
Dweeblex. They're not part of Dweeblex.
He may spit them out,
Okay.
but they are not.
I was confused
Yes.
as to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of words that are very close together,
Yeah.
that are very distinct.
Thank you.
So-
this is going to help us cure our friends.
Uh,
Just want to make sure
get there in a
the right
moment.
word. Okay.
I want to. I just want to be clear for you guys.
That's right.
You can reach the assumption that either the lunacy is in the Underdark with Dweeblex, because you know they're using him.
Yep.
Or that they have moved Dweeblex out of the Underdark, literally out from underneath you,
Yeah.
from the Adamantine Fortress.
At least he's not in the Underdark.
If
Right.
they moved him, can I make a conjecture? If they moved him, would they moved him towards the actual empire?
The lunacy seems focused on the Empire itself, so you suspect so.
I'll have to go
Thank
there
you for
anyway,
that.
so-
No,
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah, no, these are all little clues and things, and when you guys get the chance to put them together,
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I am helping because it can get
It's
to
a
be a
lot of
lot,
information. Yeah.
Mhm.
and I am sorry for that.
No.
Orcus is still down there. Yenagu has been banished, and obviously Zugtmoy is down there.
Which is
That's Queenie of the fungus.
Mhm.
so, Jeremy,
Yes.
we have possibly allies that will be able to help us heal our friends.
The Oathkeepers at least have a foothold. They have a place that is safe. So getting down to them, if this is an issue that we are going to brave, they are an ally we would require.
Okay.
These oath keepers, because I'm Drake and I don't know, these oath keepers, what oath are they keeping?
There was an oath sworn long ago by an order of knights to guard the barriers between the prime material planes and the realms below from demons and devils. They swore a magical binding oath that made them live longer, made them stronger, as long as they continued to serve the oath, as long as they continued to protect against those extraplanar forces, their bodies and weapons and keeps would endure. Unfortunately, after the Republic's fall, the Empire forgot about them. I know Willen had done its best to refill their ranks for a time, but when Imperial control was reasserted over the city, their alliance fell apart.
And that they can help us cure our friends.
They may be able to help you kill your friends. They may just be able to help you fight the other demon princes. You guys have now gathered a bunch of different information.
Right.
I would like all of you to make both medicine checks, and then we'll go from there. Let's start with the medicine check, please.
I did not know that.
27.
19.
This I'm not good at. 6.
Stay on the paper, please. 12.
12.
Medicine.
Okay. Jeremy also does remember, because he was around at the time, there were the earliest infections of the spores could be cut out of the lungs, but you would literally have to like open the person up, and you risked being infected because the lungs would spore out. You guys have seen that the spores also now make it into the bloodstream. You don't know if that's made it into the bloodstream for your friends yet. If it is in the bloodstream, you cannot cut it out. If it is in the lungs, you can attempt. It is a difficult skill challenge, and it risks injuring your allies, but you can cut it out.
One of us would be good at this.
People that are trained in medicine, because we are dealing specifically with medicine.
If he goes into the blood, he's
May
fine.
not be good.
Well,
Okay.
I can only imagine they're giant. Like
Once it goes into the blood, you can delay it with lesser and greater restoration. You guys sort of know the timeline on that.
Right.
To get a true cure from a fully infected person, you need a piece of Zuckroy.
That's what I
You
thought.
need
I knew
you need a piece of the myconids have a hive brain,
Mhm.
so part of that central
Nervous
myconid plant, you suspect that she has infected that.
Mhm.
And it is through that she has now infected most of the Underdark and now attempting to spread to the
But
surface.
she's down there. She's not the one. She's not Tweeblix, so that's good.
Yeah.
She's
Yes.
down there.
She is down there. Yeah, and you know where.
Right.
She
we
is,
have the dowsing rod regardless. Which
Right.
Is,
and
that is
you
helpful. in that
yeah,
sense.
you guys have known there is a fungal forest that the myconids came
We
from.
knew
Nobody wanted to go there because you almost guarantee infection.
Yeah.
Because you can
Send the Warforged.
even they could be infected.
Oh,
they are
shit.
living constructs.
We need
so
Osmosis Jones.
We just if we go down there, we have to win.
So,
Yeah.
this being said, I know these suits don't exist,
mhm.
but we know that this is good for the airways.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
Is there I mean, it's only 6 weeks, so it's not enough time to like build one of those underwater like things.
Sure.
A diving
Can
bell.
I start with
Could-
the fungal fire thing
Mhm.
and think of a way that can shield us?
Sure. Yeah. I think that they're,
Because magic isn't going to be enough for
It-
where we are right
correct. Yeah. I mean, the masks are helpful. You also know, so you can make some more of those. You're an artificer. You're good at
now. I
that.
can do that.
Having you may need to all be in
A bubble.
like leather cat suits or gimp suits, I guess.
What an episode!
I have a question.
But
Would anti-life shell, would they be able to get through that?
they are alive. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's anything that's alive, so they cannot.
Oh,
Anti-life shell.
Yes. Only undead and constructs can come in.
So the normal spores probably not, but as you have noted from the myconids, they do those reanimating spores,
Mhm.
the ones that they can use to raise zombies. They would then be undead, and the undead could carry the spores in with
So
them.
some of them. Cool. So some of the spores would get through,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
not all of them.
I'm gonna say yeah. It's an area effect.
Yeah.
And how long does that spell last?
Oh yeah, is it
1 hour.
concentration?
1 hour.
Yeah.
So I mean, you might be able to if you burn through all of your spell slots.
Yeah.
And
Risk wind to blow them away.
it does help.
Can they land on me?
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly have wind around me. They can.
They just ride the wind current onto you.
Smart.
I am,
So-
I am focusing
Like
on
everything
those
goes
nights.
So
like
what we
swerve.
need
Swerve. I'm like,
just
Are you immune to this problem?
No.
no, they're
I-
solutions.
They are
Not
solutions.
immunities.
They are solutions, and in instances, yeah, I will. You're being very creative, and I will reward it with advantage on the different saving throws.
Okay.
But they are intelligent, and they are born from one of the prime evils of the universe.
Mhm.
So
Well, when you put it that way.
yeah,
Wanna
so
talk
when
so just to be go
yeah, please.
Sorry. So you said that to actually solve this in a person who is truly infected, we're 100% going to need a piece of Zugtmoy.
I will say that central myconid hive.
Yes.
So we
It-
we don't necessarily, in this specific case, have to go and fight Zugtmoy. We
Right.
can, come across a bunch of myconids and
You want the piece from the
Daddy.
Grad Daddy mushroom.
Central boy.
if there were cultists,
Yeah.
is that where I'd probably find them?
Probably.
Okay.
Okay. It makes sense.
The cultists at this point are fungus.
Yeah,
yeah.
they
They've
are-
become fungus at this point.
Okay.
so there's a granddaddy mushroom
Yeah.
that we gotta find
Yep.
and slice off.
Get a piece.
That's what I would like to point out. This would be stupid to do without those knights.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
actually
Yeah,
stupid,
we-
so I don't wanna
Well,
do
if
that.
the whole point of knowing about the foothold is that we got to get to the foothold
They
so
have to-
they can take
First
us.
things first.
Right. Get to the
The
foothold.
oath keepers.
Yes.
I
Should they try
there
to talk
is-
to it?
Also, yes.
Greer mentioned one other thing. There is one very bad option.
No.
They're all
Don't give
disease.
us the bad
My
option.
favorite.
We don't have to take it.
We're so shitty though. We'll take-
The Oath Keepers have discovered that while they serve their oath, their immunity remains.
If someone takes the oath, they survive.
But then they would be
Oathbound.
bound to it for the rest of their lives,
Mm.
for their near immortal lives. So it is,
Another option, Jeremy. Another option.
as I said,
So
A bad
if
one.
they took the oath, they would be able to survive.
The sick people?
So the
Sorry, I'm not
oath.
following.
So the oath keepers, can they help us?
the Oath Keepers could help.
Okay.
They can help you do it.
Yes.
The
They can't heal our friends. We have to.
Correct. What I will say is you have to now realize there is a reason that the Oath Keepers can't march into
Totally.
the Myconid forest. That means it is well protected,
Uh-huh.
right? While they may not get diseased, they can still get dead.
Yeah.
So yeah. They will help you. They will help you fight all sorts of things.
They want to
And-
stop this.
Sure.
As much
And
as we
and
need
here's the
to
thing,
help.
you've already seen, you know that they've defeated one. If you give them another 5 years, they may get through it all.
Oh,
I'm
we know
just-
we can't wait for that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. What are you thinking?
No, I'm just confused. So like we can go and they can help us, they can lead us in the right direction.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll help
What
us
is
fight.
the bad part? What's the bad part?
If you
They-
take
You
Go ahead.
can't just ask them to go and do it
Uh-huh.
because they haven't done it yet for a reason.
Right.
So something is preventing them from just walking in and finding
So there
Amela.
is something else.
Something
that's
else.
that's
There-
the question mark
there-
that thing.
all of these demon princes have either cultists or monsters or things
Understood.
that
Thank you.
protect them.
Of course.
Right. and the demon princes are very apt to fight each other.
Yeah.
So when they conquer a city, they're just going to turn around and start attacking each other.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you've got this in the Underdark, you've got this warring feudal states of demon princes that have all been building up forces.
Okay.
That so it is
And it's a literal, the world is like, there's a literal clashing between them. Like, it affects nature, it affects everything.
it affects everything around
It's
them.
real shit.
So they probably have armies or servants or things.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to
Thank
say.
you. No, that makes
So
total
when we-
sense.
When we go
Mhm.
down there, we will have allies and friends, which is great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're gonna have
We
big
to be ready.
bads
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
deal with.
Do you think the Myconids themselves might know anything?
At this point, I will go ahead and let you know the Myconids have been completely taken over.
Okay.
They
I know.
belong to Zug.
Right, so
Zugtboy.
they're not
They
gonna
are-
tell us
They are
anything.
one.
Right. They're not gonna tell us anything.
Right. No,
Well, you never know.
It's possible.
Or-
We could
the
try.
sword.
Else you try to
Sure.
repel them.
Would it
you
warn-
could you could try to compel them. I'm just reminding you because of that psychic link.
Yeah.
And if Zugtmoy, which we're now assuming, has joined with the Myconid homebrain, she knows everything they know.
Oh, so she would.
Could it might it warn her that we're coming though?
I was just about to think that, yes, that if she's connected, if she thought she knew we were trying to poke in the brain, she might be alerted to it.
Alright.
Better she stay in the dark, yes?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I think that's smart.
Which also means we might want to be careful about what is said around
Yes.
Maddie Lorvos.
With
Samandria.
your medicine checks,
Mm-hmm.
I will let you know that they are not the spores are not that aware at
Okay.
this
Taken
point.
over?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they start to impact the mental functions of your friends,
Mhm.
that's when you should start to be careful around them.
No.
Okay.
As of right now, okay.
So just to bring it all back and all in,
Big circle.
we've got friends.
Yep.
These friends need our help.
Yep.
The way that we can help them is by getting a piece of a big problem.
Mhm.
We have people near that big problem, the Oathsworn, that if we got into contact and said, we'll help you because we need the help as well,
Mhm.
they can assist us getting to said place.
Yep.
Mhm.
It's in the Underdark.
Yep.
Yes.
We have masks, but masks are not going to probably
They
help with all problems. Like
Right.
if I get a
Protect the
deep cut,
yes.
they jump right in at this
Well,
point
they could
with
just
the
get
amount
into
of
our skin.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
don't need a cut. They
Not
just,
even deep cut, just straight
Yeah, they're just
skin.
going to your skin.
So just as a artificer standpoint,
Mhm.
I can create more masks.
Mhm.
I can now do a fiery fungal pesticide,
Mhm.
but I can't do it all in one day.
No.
So I think I can focus on one.
Sure.
I can probably get some help from the sisters, maybe.
And there are some other artificers,
Perfect.
right? Tesla is an artificer.
Super
I'm sure he
helpful.
would happily assist you.
Boreal?
Boreal's a tinker.
Boreal has tinkering, not an artificer specifically,
You
but
can help me
Boreal and Shiloh
with the herbal
could assist.
fiery fungal
Yep.
pesticide.
So we
Yep.
have 6 masks. We definitely need to protect our skin.
some kind of-
So I'm thinking if I can give the list. Hello, this is a list. A goddess said it's good.
Yeah.
So I feel like just to help, I would like to pass that to
Yeah.
Im-
Everybody.
important
Yeah.
stuff. We need to find this shit fast.
Yep.
I would like to start because I don't know the next time I'm going to play. That helps.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would like to start on the skin protection. Whatever that version is, whatever. I'll look at the masks and see if I can incorporate that.
Yeah.
Whatever materials we may need, I will let that be my focus.
Great.
And
Perfect.
So you focus
Perfect.
on this. We create a team of people to go talk to the knights while this is happening. That way,
yes,
We can
everything,
do-
all of these options.
we have plenty of people to
For
know.
But
the-
won't we need them to go talk to the Oathkeepers? Aren't they in the
You
Underdark?
what you will want to do is you'll want the suits
Yes, we need
Right.
it first.
and other people can go and get the fire herbs that you need,
Right, and do all
Yes.
of that.
and then once it's all together, you go.
Then we
You
go.
go Oathsworn.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Prepare, then go.
Mhm.
Good plan.
Do
Super smooth.
we? Does anybody have the opportunity? How far away are we from Greer?
Ooh, very far. Greer went. Greer left the fortress
Of course he did.
after your meeting. He went down to find his friends because that everybody kind of gave him crap for not going with them.
Not me.
I know. But at the time,
Right.
so Greer went down.
So there might be another ally of some sort at some point that we may. I don't know Greer, so I can't. really talk about
Portia
it, but-
could probably send to Greer because she met Greer when he
Yes.
was the liaison between Willen and the
Yes.
Oathsworn.
Wait,
Yes.
is he the old orc that was by
Yeah.
himself? Yeah, I was friends with him.
Yeah,
Because we had the whole exchange with the flowers.
Yeah.
Yes, Greer is my friend.
that's right. That is Greer.
I remember him.
That is
That's right.
So that's not that we don't know, right? We don't know where he is, what he's doing.
Mhm.
But even one more pair of eyes, I think, is super helpful. And if
Yeah.
we can make that connection through ourselves, Portia, thank you, Portia, for
Yeah.
being able to try that at
Mhm.
least.
Absolutely.
I want
And-
to say
and-
all this
and
stuff out loud.
and Miku.
Miku, you don't have
She- I don't
sending.
know. She-
The
I
sending
do
spell.
not know. I can send small animals.
That's
Mhm.
that would just you conjure face spirits into small animals. I was going to say that would just turn small animals into fungal
Oh
zombies.
no, I don't want
I
that.
can, not the
But-
actual animals themselves, but the energies.
We have
Oh, yeah.
7
Yeah.
Underdark spore masks.
One of them is
Just saying
shaped
that.
for a gator.
Perfect.
The other- well, one of them is also
That'll work.
shaped for
A bird.
a bird. So we have 5 possibly human
Well,
shaped.
I have allowed Avit Goys because I assumed he had. I was imagining him with a smaller beak.
Yeah, no.
I know, but
What a man.
yeah,
But we do know, as you said,
you go,
this
Toucan.
is the first part
Toucan boy.
of a much bigger problem.
And it's time sensitive. Because if we want our friends to not, that was the other thing, just to say that outside.
Yeah.
If they were to swear an oath,
Yeah.
which most of them will not. If they were to swear an oath, I know, in that last day, would that help release? Fuck. Well, that's the final option.
It is.
Right.
Yeah, it is a last. It is a last ditch option.
to keep them
At that
alive.
point, I'm of the ones that are there. I'm guessing Samandriel's the one.
That's
Maybe Lorvas
Would make an oath.
if it was a blood thing.
Listen, yeah,
should have
But at least we know that is an option. Thank you, Jeremy,
It-
for mentioning it.
It is an option.
And for any of us that were to get infected,
Correct.
Correct.
so-
It would mean that your time dealing with the lunacy is over because the lunacy was a part of the empire. It was not an extra. It's not a extra planar threat.
Hmm.
And with demon princes and devils running around,
Yep.
the oath, you would not be keeping your oath if you were to focus on the other thing.
Mhm.
You would have to be in the Underdark.
Oh, you're saying if someone took the oath.
If
or-
someone-
okay, I
yeah.
thought you said if we go this way. Where I
You're-
was like,
No,
whoa.
no.
Your focus,
If-
if you take the
Whoever took the oath.
Got it. I missed that part. I was
Yes,
like,
I apologize.
hold up.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no.
It's like, sorry
Um,
guys.
I think we found our next arc. I think
Shit.
healing people is a good arc. I think Lorvas and Maddie are lungborn, so you can still medicine check them to
Mhm.
safety. Maddie also needs to kill a lich. Gonna remind everybody about that because I know it's important to her, so her soul. Samandriel, you don't know how bad the infection is. It might be in his blood already. It might just be in his lungs. Even if you guys end up cutting it all out and not having to go through this, the problem will still persist down there.
Mhm.
So it is something to remind you all as players that the world continues to move while
You said
Well,
demon
you do have
princes,
other
so I'm
things.
like,
We're
Which
busy,
is-
yeah.
which I hope is I know it can be frustrating in a West Marches style game because we don't all as individuals get to pick where we're going or what our priority is, but I think it adds to the verisimilitude of the world.
Yeah.
I never,
Shit is wild.
thank you. I never wanted to feel stagnant or
No.
like things only happen when you walk in the room.
I like it though. It gives a sense of urgency to everything.
Yes.
Which I
Yeah.
like.
Do
It-
we have
yeah.
anyone that we know that would be able to do the cutting out of the lungs? Like, I mean, we got lots of medical temples. Is there someone who could actually do this? Should Sandra want to do it?
I
Because
was,
if we can do that, if we can solve it with that, we have that problem, but we
Who-
also need to take care of the
what
lunacy.
is your medicine check?
Mine was a 27.
No. What your plus? What's your plus to
9.
medicine? 9. Animus has, I think, a 10 in medicine. So I don't think you're gonna. You maybe in the capital, maybe in a very large city, you could
Oh,
find a surgeon.
This goes back to the beginning where we are slowly becoming the most proficient.
yeah,
I forgot that. Yeah.
where you might be able to find a surgeon, basically somebody with expertise
Mhm.
in medicine that has like a 12.
I
Okay.
mean, they're probably in the
Um,
empire if they're in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But they would be like in the capital.
Yeah.
Like they are
Legit.
they are
Right.
top end surgeons.
Which is our destination of the future.
Correct.
Can I speak to Hal?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Isn't the
Let me go get him.
okay.
That hat.
His is a feather. Have you heard it? Just
I've
He's
never-
wearing it.
He's
I've
not
never-
wearing it right
Yes,
now.
he is.
He said
no,
it.
he's not. I'm telling
We're
him.
about to
the
drink.
hat.
He's wearing it.
I've never met him. This is my. I've never met Hal.
You never read how?
He's fun.
So specifically because you haven't met him.
Yeah.
You let Averin know. Averin goes into the back where he has he's got like the guest house that he kind of rents out. That is where the victors are currently staying.
Constantly hugging each other, holding each other's faces for memory's sake.
um,
Oh, they're not in the boats.
yeah, a few minutes go by, and you see walking into the room a man in a very almost mirror silver breastplate that
He's
has
wearing his armor.
a black jacket over it. Yeah. And he has these high greaves and silver pieces up to his knees that are again sort of mirror silvered, all of them adorned with elemental and moon iconography that matches all of the 5 moons. So the moon of gale, of flame, of stone, of tide, and of oak. And they sort of fit along those things. The sides of his head have been shaved. He has kept them shaved, and his hair on top is pulled into a tight ponytail. His beard is a little longer than in the art, but it is still that mostly white.
Cool.
He has a little bit of the black hair in there, and his beard is now completely white.
How old is this person?
He
No.
in his 50s,
Okay.
but he's a youngish 50, and he is
Yeah. I know who. I know
Right.
who he is.
You
I
just
just
haven't had
never
a chance
met him.
to see
Yeah.
him. On his hip, there is a longsword in its sheath, a simple black leather sheath that is it's just in between a short sword and a long sword. So it's right at that length, single handed. Again, has sort of a crescent moon for the guard, very tight, small guard, sort of like a Chinese dueling sword, Chinese longsword in style.
Cool.
As he comes in, you can see all of you that have you two specifically, because you saw him like fresh out of prison. He stands taller. There's something that you feel the energy His shoulders are up and out and broad. His eyes and chin are up, and he does have on his left hand. It's sort of an ebony metal gauntlet that kind of comes almost to the elbow, and when he comes in, he'll pull that off. Actually, I'm going to say he's not wearing it. It's on his belt, just like another weapon, on the side of it. So he'll come in and peel the jacket off, and his sleeves are black as well, rolled up to his elbows, and he'll sort of come in and sit, and he grips the breastplate.
He's wearing his armor?
He grips the breastplate to hold it sort of down and back. You get the feeling that, like when he tries to put his legs up, it just goes.
He
Um,
wasn't wearing it before. I got it, so.
so yeah, he has it on.
Wow.
How are you doing?
Miku's gonna go to hug. Stop. Put her hand out.
Go ahead.
She hugs him.
He does not hug her back. but
Okay,
he
but she
accepts
hugs
it.
him. She lets him hug her.
Yeah.
This is a big step.
Yeah.
All
This is a
right.
very big step. Hal,
Yes,
you look
Thank
very
you.
good, first of all.
I appreciate it.
I'm very good. Happy to see you looking better.
Well, sunlight does wonders.
Yes, it does. Sunlight is better than daylight.
What about moonlight?
No.
Moving.
We have a bit of a conundrum, I suppose.
All right.
We know that dealing with the lunacy and the finding the emperor and the doppelgangers is of most importance. But our friends, Samandriel and Maddie and Lorivas, have gotten very, very sick. They have been infected with a new type of demonic myconid, and apparently it is linked to demon princes and in the Underdark.
I'm aware.
And, okay.
I used to read our old reports on that. I'm very sorry that my irregulars never got around to it.
What? Why are you apologizing for that? But this.
A decade ago, my people knew, and we never were able to fix it.
Oh well, that is in the past. This is in the present. You tried. It's okay.
I appreciate that, Mika. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Dwelling in the past, you'll never get to your future. So we need to deal with the future.
Well said.
But we are sort of in a space of, we know we have to deal with the lunacy, and you are all out and together, but they are very sick, and we're just. How urgent is the lunacy right now? Is it?
The lunacy is a nefarious foe.
Yes.
It is a foe that wants the game to continue. It always has. The lunacy is something that can be very subtle as it is bombastic. It wants to play, it wants to fight, it wants all of those things. Because it's only once you're truly invested that flipping the table becomes fun. The lunacy is a danger. I will not sugarcoat that, and I will not say otherwise. However, saving your friends is important. It is very important. And we are being stifled in our discovery of the Emperor's true location.
What do you mean stifled?
It seems something is duplicating the enchantment that we victors and the Emperor have. We're reading a few different Emperor signatures, which means that the doppelgangers have known about it well enough to attempt to obfuscate us. Well, it's a problem that we're working on. And a given time, we can narrow it down.
Okay.
Um,
You've looked into Dweeblix?
the Dweeblix lead is a good one. We're working on finding where his presence is the strongest,
Okay.
and that could also lead us to the appropriate emperor. Right now, we can tell the signatures that are very weak. There are a dozen of them, but we can easily eliminate 7 of those right away.
Okay.
And we have confidence between Portia, Caliber, Animus, that, and perhaps a little legwork for myself, Areshki, and Lundus. We hope to get it down to 3 or 2.
Which is not something you can do in one day.
No, you have time. You absolutely have time. And I would never tell you to prioritize something over your friends.
We just
in
did
your
not want
family.
you to think we got you all together for this and then abandoned you to do something else.
If anyone understands putting friendship first, it is me. So I absolutely do understand, and I commend you for doing it. If there's something that we can do to assist, I can't commit the entirety of the victors to your cause, but one of us on occasion may be able to offer some assistance.
Okay.
Well, since you said so.
Portia may be able to communicate with Greer. Is that a possibility?
Sending spell is simple enough, yeah. I don't think that will eat up too much of a magical.
I speak a bubble of information about the Oathsworn.
Yes. He and you don't even need to. He rolled a 19 on his history check.
Hell
He remembers
my boy.
he remembers the Oathsworn. He remembers Greer. He met Greer.
Yeah.
So yeah, he knows them. He gets it. And you filling him in on that the Oathsworn are down there, that Greer is down there, that's new information for him.
Perfect.
And
Nice.
and he is excited to hear that you can tell he's he is commander reserved about it, like what is sounding more and more like a terrible suicide mission. And then when he hears that the Oathsworn are down there and involved, you get the feeling he breathes like a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it is a strong reassurance for him. And
Okay.
but you also know he was never going to tell you not to,
Yeah.
and he was willing to even go himself to help. Actually, himself is the one person
What is
he hesitates to,
Yeah.
specifically because he knows his place.
Right.
Understood.
And
Okay.
if it
Yeah.
if it is the lunacy, but Hald is not Lundus. He doesn't do great hiding what he is thinking or feeling or doing. He usually speaks pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So you get the feeling he hates the idea that he couldn't have gone.
Right.
You said that you had heard of this and had experience with it in the past. Do you have any information that you had learned in the past that perhaps could help us now?
He'll recount what he knows, but what he knows, you guys have gathered.
All the Zuctmoid stuff.
Yeah,
All that.
he's and it has changed in the time that he's been in prison. So a lot of the stuff you guys have said today, he's like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's different." Okay.
Got it.
Well,
Um,
I would like to say, if this is a big problem in the Underdark, people know about it.
right.
And I think if we can find a way to heal something so dangerous, we would be making a good face, a good showing in front of people who maybe don't agree with the Empire, but have been staying quiet or to the
Right.
side.
I agree.
I don't know if we should hide that we are going to go help down there at all. And if anything, if we do find something and are capable of doing this, we should shout it to the hilltops. So I'm going to get to work. because I think we need protection. And
Liz.
thank you, Hal.
Caliban may be able to assist. She is a keen artificing mind.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Drake, if you are thinking of literally shouting this out, perhaps we should be careful because if it is the lunacy, they could have doppelgangers or people everywhere.
Not
So.
before, after.
Okay, afterwards. Good, just making sure.
No, thank you for checking because
Okay,
that's
okay.
very reasonable.
Oh, Hal, by the way,
Yes,
this is Nesra. She is very good friend.
I've heard many things. It's a pleasure.
Good things.
Of course, good things.
There's only good things.
And I agree. Switched upon. You're like super famous, you know.
I am more so than I would care to be, but yes, thank you.
I've never met a famous person before.
I tend to disappoint.
No. I don't think so.
I'm glad to hear it.
I like your armor.
Thank you. Thank you. It is it's stolen.
I love
From
that.
a good person, or you stole it from a bad person?
Well, when they exterminated all of my friends and locked it away, I thought it would be appropriate for me to steal it back.
I like your armor.
Thank you. I usually have to take it off. It's a bit heavy for me.
She covers her mouth after laughing. She's like, I get it.
I think he meant metaphorically.
Why?
No, I meant literally. Usually,
Okay.
usually I start fighting, and I'm like, yes, look at me, I have shiny armor on, and then people are like, haha, and I'm like, oh, that you're actually hitting me a lot more than I would like, and then it has an enchantment, like he reaches up and tosses it, and it peels off of him.
Fucking cool.
And when it hits, you hear it like it thumps. It's heavy.
It's like the training. What is it? The Goku hat.
yeah.
Oh
Sure,
my god,
yeah.
cool.
It's like the Goku training vest.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he wears it, his AC is lower and his speed is slower.
Mm.
So he is actively handicapping himself
Yeah.
when he
Right.
wears it.
Oh.
Yeah.
By the way, have you guys noticed?
Yeah, he's like-
I've been wearing this to
He's
slow
just
me
like, oh
down.
yes, I've been giving you a chance. Well,
Fucking
Well.
crazy.
It is traditional of my order, so it holds a very special place to me.
I get it.
Yours is wonderful.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to compliment.
Well,
Mine doesn't do that though. So.
Not yet.
He goes, he starts to say something, and you hear just from the bar, Lundis call out, how does he put it? Alien, what is that you said? You want me to make her armor come off very quickly? This is enchantment we can work on.
Oh my god.
The super castaway enchantment for Elliot. Wait, I will go back to my drink. now.
I
Okay.
did not know he could do enchantments.
I guess
No.
that's something we'll have to talk
Oh,
about.
we can talk to
It's
him
a
about
different
this.
kind of enchantment, girls.
Ezra, we'll have to talk to him about this.
We'll work on it.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, famous Hal.
You hear this, Alien? This is. They want to work on enchantment. And Hal smiles and he's laughing and he just sort of face palms to the side.
Ooh, this could be useful.
Oh, you're so
Oh.
right, Nico. So useful.
Also, when he is bare chested, you can see very much up his arms he has sleeve tattoos of the 5 elements, and on his back is a very large tattoo that starts at the base of
It's not
stone.
finished yet.
It is not. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
no,
Describe
no.
it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it
I
is. So
remember.
it is of the elements. It is a stone base with sort of the oak tree that grows up and out of it, with waves washing and crashing up and around. And then in the height of the leaves, there is flames that are not colored in, That is the one element that is sort of missing, and up above is the gale winds, and it is the entirety of the moon, of his moon
Oh my god,
cycles.
it's like when Aang couldn't do fire because he burned someone, so that was the last chakra he had to
So
unleash.
beautiful. That's awesome.
So
Cool.
that is his. That is his. You can see he's tattooed, and yeah, there's a bunch of Tumblr images for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
check those out.
I knew there was.
Daddy. I was not prepared when you sent the one. I was like, oh.
I knew that would be a lot, but I'd never. It's an NPC I'd waited so long to meet because I've heard about him
Yeah.
since I first started
Yeah.
playing with you guys. But I was like, I had
Yeah.
not yet. I had yet to meet him. So
Mhm.
thank you for that.
It is-
Yeah.
In a good
I-
way.
I always like the opportunity to introduce him, and I like that every time I've gotten to, it's been very different.
Cool.
Yeah.
You guys meeting him versus them meeting him was very
Well,
Sure
I hear
was.
they're very good interaction.
I
Um,
mean,
And very
I
pleasant.
didn't fight.
we met him at a funeral.
you did.
Not literally.
Yeah.
A funeral that took a few days to get through because we
Yeah.
were all playing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we all had different reactions during the
Yeah,
funeral.
yeah.
It was a lot.
And the wake afterwards and
Jeez.
all that. Yeah. After this is going on, he does take a moment to turn his attention to Rothgar. Viceroy Bridgedorn, I hope you're well.
I am Hal. Thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. So, if there's nothing else,
Is Caliber back there right now in your little hovel?
absolutely.
May I enter?
I would knock first, but sure.
Caliber! Knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Caliber!
Oh, sorry.
She's a.
Is she wearing a kimono?
Is she? It's daytime. She wears kimonos at night.
I love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
kimonos are her nighttime.
There's a rocking chair. Guys, it all happened.
It did.
Okay. That's all
All right.
That's all I need.
Before Hal gets up to leave, Miku just wants to whisper into his ear, "You're not a disappointment. You're doing a great job."
I appreciate that, but
No, but. You're
well,
doing a great job.
he'll cast his look over at Rothgar and then sort of shrug and move over to the bar and sit with Lundis. But when he sits down, what is this? What are you doing? You must put your shirt back on. You make me look bad. This is unacceptable.
He is me in real life. Facts. Put your clothes back on. I look terrible.
Why?
Get away from me.
Oh, that's right. We should ask Lundis about the. We'll talk to him about the magic armor removal.
Okay.
Don't worry.
God damn it.
It could be helpful. I think we should.
That was a lot, guys.
Yeah.
There was so much happened tonight.
There was.
Not a single fight, but I rolled that dice a lot.
Thank God
Yeah.
you did. Thank God you did.
A couple like 95, then 100, and.
Because Lord knows I was like 7. I don't even know how to read.
She found a,
Hey
you
guys,
found
my
a
name's Nezra.
shark. There was a picture of a shark somewhere.
No, she found a hat.
Oh, God.
Pet.
See?
And then I found the picture of a shark. It's that vine.
I
What's up,
talked to a
guys? My name's
goddess
Nezra.
tonight.
I'm 28 and I
I
never
never
learned how to
learned
fucking
how to
read. That's her whole energy.
Oh.
Very cool. We
Good
can save
game.
our friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys.
have a way now.
You do.
A path.
We know the way.
Yes, you guys have a couple of options.
Okay.
Next time each of those players is in, we'll probably start with finding out how bad their infection is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if we can attempt the surgery on them, if the right players are here, Animus can do it as well. But it's all very close,
Okay.
right? So I think that's
I have so many notes.
that's something we can do. And then from there, you know what's your time frame and how urgent it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that sounds good.
The next day we start is the 15th of dusk. Because
Yes.
this day has to finish, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
So 15th of dusk.
15th of dusk. All right, guys. Good game.
Information.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you, sir.
We will be back Friday night. We're playing Shadowrun, 6th World, 6th edition, a brand new thing. We did Shadow Tummy Time, as we called it on Friday, and now we are doing Shadow Crawling. We're hoping to get to like Shadow Walking with the with the
Holding on to the
yeah,
walls,
when you hold
like-
onto the couch, yeah.
Yes.
So like we're hoping to get there, and it's a good time. It's a good thing. So check it out Friday night. We got Gloomhaven Saturday night. Next week I'm going to try to get you guys a Tuesday show. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. But until then, be cool.